All right, folks, welcome. We're here tonight. That's right, man. Spartan Simracing League Master Series kicking off the season Daytona style here. And, folks, we're under qualifying right now. We'll sit back, relax, because we got a good one tonight, folks. It ought to be interesting under the lights. Stay tuned. There's going to be some action here tonight. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed that here tonight. So, Daytona, we're kicking off the Master season here. And, man, Wesley, it's Daytona. What else do you say? It's super speedway racing, side-by-side action. Anybody can win this thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's Daytona. There's not much else you can say about it. It's your side-by-side, 3 wide at points, several rows on back. Chaos can strike at any moment. It's just have your wits about you and stay in the gas.
Absolutely. Got a full field here, too. Guys, got a long race. You got to be there at the end to win it. So patience, I know that's kind of a contradictory term when you talk about plate races, but you still got to be there patient-wise to try to win this thing.
Yeah, a lot of guys, when you see the Cup guys go racing on Sundays, it's whole lot of mixed strategy, whether you want to be up in the front or if you just trail off to your own group in the back. Granted that the stages help them out there. There's no stages tonight, so we might not see that group trail back, but we still might. Who knows? There's strategy to play, and it always gets crazy once we get towards the end.
Absolutely. Should be a good one here tonight. Like you said, Daytona style, kicking off the Master Series here. Qualifying underway. It looks like right now, and I always say qualifying at Daytona is kind of more just a bragging right than anything because, you know, obviously in real life, this place produces, this and Talladega produces the most first-time winners. Anybody pretty much has a shot here. But you're going to see varying, strategies. You know, like Wes, you're going to see guys, man, that like to stay out front. Like some like to hang back in the back. Some like to be in the middle. So, some guys might not, even though they qualify well, might not want to stay up there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also the fact there is a field cap. There's only 40 cars allowed to run, so there could be people not racing tonight. So qualifying is going to matter no matter what. But even then, I mean, everybody's sitting there within about 2-3 tenths of the leader. Even then, pole is tied. So it creates a lot of first-time winners. It creates a lot of close racing and hopefully a lot of action for us tonight.
Absolutely. It looks like Jeremy Sumter, or is it his name?
I believe it is Jeremy Sumter.
Sumter. And up front right now. He's there. The Diego Remy.
That's a new name for me.
I know it's Diego. I'm going to say Remy until I hear otherwise. Be Remy. But we'll say Remy. Remy sounds a little better. Yeah, probably got some new guys here. And then we got one. Wow, we got dudes from across seas. Look at that. Chad. I have no clue how to say that last name. Geronimo or something. Jenningsman's.
Genigsman.
Yeah,
that's my best guess.
Yeah, we'll just say Chad G. How's that? I'll go with it.
I'll go rolling with it.
I don't want to sit up here and mess the man's name up all night long on him. We'll find out eventually. We'll get confirmation. So, but he's got a. I don't know where that's from, but I know it's across seas somewhere. International. We'll say it that way. All right, here we go. Good looking field. The other guys with the flags. I've never seen them other flags there with Timothy Latham, Matt Wilson. Got another one down there. Jude Okafor.
I gotta look closer here.
Trying to qualify in.
I think with Timothy Latham and Matt Wilson, that's just the iRacing standard banner.
Oh, okay. Jen
As for Jude, I have no idea.
Jen Angsman. Is that kind of close there? I tell you what, we'll say for right now we'll do just the Jen part. How's that? We'll keep it with Jen. Little warm up. Oh, warm up. A warm up now. 10-minute warm up. Oh. What we need a warm up for? Had a big practice. Really?
I mean, I think they're going through making the field cuts and then doing drivers meeting.
Driver meeting supposed to be before the race. Really? Well, hopefully we got it. So, yeah, we'll go with Jen until I hear that last one. It's Jenningsman. I don't know. I need to hear it. You know?
Yep.
But Jen gives us a good starting point. How's that?
I'm gonna roll with what I can.
Yeah. Does give us a good starting point. Jen does.
Yep.
Where's he from, by the way? Where is the flag from? I've seen it, but I'm not 100% sure of.
I do not want to be talking
and
about that.
they're kind of, yeah. I mean, it's cool to see because it's international. That's what I'm saying. I like that, man, because that just goes to show you how many drivers and different people and that show up. You know, it's not just USA based or Canada based. You know, there's a multitude of drivers throughout the world that come and race, and that is cool to see. Everybody kind of come together. Plus, we're hitting new areas. I like that. iRacing expanding out.
All right, so I've got confirmation on how it's pronounced.
Okay.
It is Jenningsman.
Jenningsman. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that is the Romanian flag as well.
You know what I normally do is I take my phone and I hit a record, say it. And that way, if I go back, I can have a reference to it if I forget. Romanian? See, that's what I'm saying. You think, well, somebody said Germany, but so,
no.
But that's cool. You know, I like that because, like I say, that's getting obviously, man, it's getting iRacing out there, but it's getting the sim world out there. Obviously, getting a league out there, and just to see, you know, just worldwide type of things, man, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, you always love to see it reaching out. I mean,
oh yeah,
NASCAR, not specifically just for Americans or even to get more defined. It's not just for us down in the South. It's for the whole world. I know people in England that will watch a race just because, hey, it's something exciting.
Yeah, and too, you know, I know a lot of, you know, we know a lot of racers across seas. Obviously, you know, F1 and a Grand Prix, and then you obviously have IMSA, WEC, all those type of racing. A lot of road racing goes on there too. But like you said, NASCAR has expanded out. You know, that's been the controversial thing and what over the course of the year and so forth. Whether it's for a different conversation, whether it's helped them or hurt them, that's a whole different conversation for another day. But yet, it is good to get them out. But not only that, like I say, with iRacing in general, to race. I know they have a lot of international, people that race, but a lot of that is stemmed from the road racing side. You know, you see a lot of that in the road racing side. Very, very little of it is in NASCAR. It's there, but not a lot. So like I say, again, good to see it. And obviously, we got two of them in the field here tonight. We got like Jude, I'm gonna say Okafor. Not quite sure what that flag is from, but there again, that's a good one. They obviously are not doing a drivers meeting. I'm not very fond here of the warm-up because we just had a huge practice. Why are we warming up again? NASCAR doesn't do a qualifying and a warm-up. I mean, I'm just saying.
Not anymore.
Nah. Qualify, you got what you got. Let's grid it up. Let's go racing, man. We got a long race here, fellas. And patience. Going to be the thing tonight. Patience. Who's going to be there at the end? And who could, it's not if, it's when the big one's going to happen. Who can avoid that one? That's another thing. And you got the big one that could happen.
It's avoiding the big one, I say, is going to be the key part. You don't want to get caught up early. Again, no faster pairs for these races. So
I like that.
You get totaled, you're out.
I like that. One thing I do like, there's a lot of leagues out there that do run with no fast fixes now. It used to in the back, you saw a lot that would have like 2 or 3 or. It's kind of a double-edged sword, really. I get why you would have it, and I get also why you wouldn't want it. I mean, because I've seen it help and I've seen it hurt. It's a conversation that, man, you could sit here and talk about, all day long, all night long. But in a nutshell, it's basically giving a cushion to the driver. And to me, when you don't have that cushion, which is racing, I know it. Lack of a better word, man, Wesley, I mean, it sucks if you get caught up in somebody else's mess,
Oh, it 100% does.
Yeah, so, I mean, and there's nothing you do. It happens in real life. It happens anywhere else. And, you're out there minding your own business. Next thing you know, you got 3-4 cars in front of you. You get caught in a wreck. And you're instantly out. You don't have that fast fix to fall back on. That's where it's beneficial, I feel, is if you do get caught up in something. But where it's not is where you see sometimes, and I have seen it by doing a lot of broadcasts, is where guys will just race over their head or beyond their ability, going, hey, look, I got the fast fix, I can just drop back on it. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It can be a good thing and a bad thing. I prefer the non-fast fix and just say, hey, look, try to be as patient as you can out here in a race and think about it as being a real race.
I mean, I'm with you. I'd prefer no fast fixes personally. I'm used to it being wrecked and you're out, so. And I mean, that's the way it is growing up. I mean, they did the time clock. There's, of course, cars you can go and run out without a bumper or hood now. But for the most part, if your car is totally totaled to where there's suspension damage, you're typically out for good. There's no fixing it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you'll see some guys out here. Now, obviously, this is an aero-dependent style track. Could you get away with a little bit of damage on the car? You could if you stay tucked up on someone. Now, when I say that, this is a virtual world, folks. I've seen weird stuff happen. I've seen guys with damage on the nose go out there and be just as fast as guys with clean cars. Physics thing, I guess, So there are some things. We talked about it, I think, the other week about how, or I've talked about it many times, of how when the pack gets split up and the front pack side by side, nose to tail, and the pack behind them there is all single file, but yet they're not gaining on the pack in front. They should. And in real life, they would, because that pack in the back is lined up and the dudes up front are side by side. But in iRacing, they seem to, that is the only, if I had to look at a fault, that is the only fault I see in their draft package. Their side drafting is phenomenal here. Once you get and the dirty air and all that, it's phenomenal.
I mean, I ain't experienced a real iRacing super speedway yet, so I'm excited to see what it is. But as you were going back to, could you get away with a little bit of damage? I mean, nose damage, if you have nose damage, you've got to be tucked up behind somebody, or else you're going to be slowing down that whole lane behind you. A little bit of side damage won't hurt you too bad, I would believe so. And if you got damage on your rear, as long as it's not flaring out behind you, it's not a parachute, you should be fine. You just might be a little squirrely.
Yeah, absolutely. But now, obviously, coming to the line, last lap, checkered flag, you don't really have to pass the guy. You just got to get that little nose out in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, expect a close finish. That's what Daytona's kind of with. If you do make a pass, you just got to be maybe an inch or two better. You don't have to be fully in front. You don't have to be even half a car's in front. You just got to have your nose just barely in front of them, and you'll luckily be able to run away with it that way.
It looks like we are going to advance over. Let's see if I can get the ticker to catch back up here to us. All right, folks, let's look at the grid here tonight, because it's going to be a good one. Kicking off the Master Series here as Jeremy Sumter is going to be the man out front. Diego Remy, we're going to go with Remy for right now to hear otherwise. Sitting in second. Chad Jenningsman, there we go. Appreciate it, man. Sitting there in third. David Stalder sitting in the fourth place spot. We got Justin Boyle starting in the fifth. Art Nicoteri, he's starting 6th. Thomas, got any ideas on that one?
Kolmaski?
We'll go with it. Starting 7th. We got Kalen Mitchell.
Kalen Mitchell, I believe.
All right, starting in 8th. Timothy Latham there in the 9th. FB Henry sitting there in the 10th place. Dakota, man, we're going to have to get some of these names down bad here, but this season's over with.
That one is Jorgensen, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Jorgensen sitting in the 12th. We'll sit back here in the 13th, man. Dakota, man, or excuse me, actually going to be Kevin. Folks, I'm going to tell you what, I apologize.
They're rolling off.
Yeah, they're rolling off here. Yeah, well, we'll just scroll through the rest of this and let you look at the starting grid. We're going to have to get up with some of these names, boy. I tell you, it's going to be a good season. We'll get it. The help of the fans out there, the help of the drivers. Hey, we'll get them. I don't claim to be NBC. I don't claim to be Fox up here. I claim to just have fun, exciting sim racing to bring to you. Bring a good call out here. I know these guys bring the action on the track, and just love it that way.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying the best we can. We'll roll once we get some confirmation.
I like that. Will there be a race after this one? No, there will not be a race after this one. Not that I know of, anyways. I'm not doing a race after this.
I'm not doing a race after this. I got to go to sleep so I can wake up for work.
Got a car in the background. He's spinning around. I'm not sure what he's doing. Greg Carr. Got to go that way in order to do the race, not the other way. All right, here we go. Getting set. Kick off the season of Master Series here tonight. It ought to be an awesome one here. Pace cars, bringing them around. Lights off. They're dug off on that pit road. The biggest name between this track and Talladega is the start-finish lines right there in the middle style of the tri-oval. And green flag, we're kicking the season off tonight.
Yes, sir, and I'm ready. Already a little bit of scrambling on the top line, not quite formed together. Bottom lane, a little bit more nose to tail.
Absolutely. Well, tonight, man, looking good. Man said he's cracking some root beers out there ready for this one here. It's going to be exciting when sit back because it's going to be a long race. They're still going to just jock it out here early on 2x2. Who's going to be the one that's going to stay up front? Who's going to be the one that want to drop back with that strategy? Right now, looks like Jeremy wants to stay up front with that machine. And he's got the Toyotas rolling.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's quite dropping back out of these front couple. I mean, you got bump drafting on the top, on the high side, tandem drafting nearly, just all over the rear bumper.
Absolutely. Right now, as you see them as they storm off down in the front stretch, complete lap number 1. Who's going to get it? Looks like Remy's got it on that one. Sumter, man, still right there along with them. High line. You're going to need some help on that high line. I think still the low line is the preferred line to be, but you're going to need a lot of help up our top, and right now they're actually breaking up just a little bit.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I saw people moving down to the bottom line, already going to single file, probably to keep cars in one piece, run it out for as long as they can before they have to pit.
Absolutely. Pit stops will be crucial here. You probably won't see, unless there's a caution, too many, tire stops. Tires are really not the issue at these places, unlike in real life. Now, being 150 laps, they probably will have to change it, a set of tires, but probably be like 2 and 2, something like that, as they already, kind of jocking around in the back in the middle of the field. But you won't see a lot of full-tire stops on a green flag stop, though. You don't want to give up that kind of position. iRacing kind of, tends to, you can almost go full laps as caution is out. Here somewhere. Looks like Dave went off the track here. Is that Dave Fuge? Is that how you say that last name?
Yes, it would be Fuge.
Okay. What happened to him right here on this replay? Right there minding his own business. In that yellow style car, the 22. Well, they get this car happening in front of him. On the wall. The car goes around the back. He actually was just a recipient of actually happened with this machine here.
Kind of recipient of bad will.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time.
It's a little bit further up. I believe it was actually Matt Wilson that it started with, the 11 car.
Oh. Got turn. Open and see what happened to him. Bump draft going wrong. I always talk about bump drafting early on. You know, you end the turn, try. Well, it looks like he just went up the track. Spotter maybe said he's clear, or that car down low went up the track. 11 paid the price for it.
Yeah, I think as you were talking bump draft gone wrong, I mean, you don't want to be bumping in the corners, which might have been what happened, and then the 11 was just unlucky and right on the outside.
Yeah. I say a little earlier to be doing it in the turns, through the tri-ovals, through the turns and whatnot. I mean, down the bad stretch, maybe in the front stretch part, sure. But in those turns, now the last lap, that's all fair and loving racing. Go for it.
And with the cars as well, you got to remember there's a very, very fine margin of a sweet spot to hit. You hit too far left, too far right, you're gonna hook somebody. You're gonna upset their car and they're gonna go around. So it's very fine margin when you're button drafting. You got to be basically squared dead center.
Absolutely. Got Remy out front. It said here something right there behind him. Those two guys look like the two that might want to just try to stay up front pretty much all this race so far. Control the field.
I mean, I'd personally rather be controlling the field up front. Keep everyone behind you. Probably one of the cleanest areas to be is up front. You don't got to worry about a wreck in front of you since you've got everyone behind you. And even then, one of the other safest places, like we talked about early on in the stream, way in the back where everything's probably, I don't know, maybe a couple seconds in front of you and you get a little bit more reaction time.
Mm-hmm. Whew. Right. First caution of the night here. Remy right there with him with Sumter. Kicking off the season here, the Master Series. Who are your favorite drivers out there? Who y'all rooting for? Who you pulling for? Who you not pulling? Who do you think some of the favorites out here? I mean, you're more familiar a little bit with the guys out here. I'm gonna get new to them as the series goes on. What do you think, Wesley?
I mean, there's some guys that I know have a lot of help out there, a lot of connections, a lot of bonds with teammates and such. Boyles being one of them. He has a good amount of teammates there with Flashpoint. Another big one with him is Timothy Latham. Those two I saw in ARCA as they were competing. Good respect between the two, help each other out. So if those two get connected, I mean, Boyles up in 4th. You've got Latham down in 8th. They can get into trouble there. I mean, I saw Sumter had an amazing start. It took the 6 of Remy and then also Salter in the 28. Those two tandem drafting basically to get around them. So I think he might be one that's going to start up front and it's going to stay up front.
Well, you just mentioned it right there. Teams are also a big thing here too. This is more of a team style race. I mean, you can get away with being a one-man gang up there too, but it can get kind of hectic if you got a bunch of teams around you, drafting, getting there towards the end of the race.
I mean, it's definitely a team track. Another one is manufacturer track. It's all super speedways, a lot of drafting track. It's, hey, find your Chevy buddies, find your Ford buddies, find your Toyotas. Everybody stick together, help each other out where you can. But there's also a lot of respect just between all the drivers here, not even across teams, that they're not going to absolutely dump somebody. But I'm not also going to say they're going to sit there and let them win. When it comes to those final laps, I'm expecting even the team orders to go out the window, and it's every man for themselves.
Oh, yeah. as long as you can. If you're not trapped on that inside, we'll have to see how it plays out here towards the end. Lights are still off on the pace car. We're getting set to go back green. Reming's a man's going to bring them to the line. Full field here tonight. Good looking field, by the way. Kick off the Master Series. Guys here at the Spartan Sim Racing League. And right there with Sumter too. Here we go. Our first caution tonight. A little bit of maybe, we'll say the bump drafting gone wrong. And just got in each other and split up the track. No harm, no foul, but two machines right there. Don't look like too much damage on the cars. Maybe they'll be okay. But to knock some fenders out and get going. But pace cars coming out of turn 4. Take that hard left turn. Hard left turn right on pit road. Remy and Company's going to bring them to the line. We're going to go back green here. Master Series, Daytona under the lights. Here we go. Green flag. We're back in the air. And we are racing. You don't want to get too far out front.
No, you definitely don't. It was a good jump by the 6, but it might cost them. Outside looking a little bit more put together this time. You got 3 cars nose to tail, but then there's that huge gap to the 4th car on the high side.
That is blinking right there along with it. Got Justin Boyles right there along with him. It's now, he's able to survive. Remy is getting out that front as the inside guy goes down there on the bottom end. What do we say, Chad? Jenningsman? Ginningsman, okay. I want to say Jenningsman for some reason. Ginningsman.
Yep.
I'll get it. Looking good.
I think I said. I mean, he definitely is.
Well, I don't know if you've raced a lot. It's been a long time since I've raced. Which line do you prefer, inside, outside?
With me, I prefer sticking it right there on that double yellow. I mean, I'll put nearly 2 tires on the apron to make sure nobody can get below me. It's just shortest way around. A lot of people like to favor it, so you're going to have a lot of people behind you. And if somebody jumps to the outside, heck, they got a longer track to go to get around you.
Yeah, now I'm the opposite. I like the outside, and I'm going to explain a little bit because we're right on board here, and then you can actually see this is Timothy Latham. He goes down low. Now, right now it's not too bad on that inside lane, but you see how when he closes up, if he closes that gap up, he gets on the back. All you see is that big rear end of that car in front of you. But on the inside, and you'll see it right here. If he stays tucked up on that car, you don't see, like you just said, the apron going in. Easily to hit that apron and upset that car, as opposed to somebody, let's say, not somebody on the outside here. Yep, right here. As opposed to the outside, I'm able to see a little bit far ahead, so I don't feel as in danger to hit that apron. That's the only two I say. But again, like I said before, I think the inside lane is the better lane to have. I think it's the faster way around, as we can see right now. It's obviously is benefiting up front.
Yeah, Boyle's already fallen back to 10th when he was on that outside. Everybody's swapping to the inside, hoping to just run it out. I mean, but outside lane's got no momentum, very few cars up there, and even then it's extremely broken up and not a lot of momentum to carry.
It looks like Bender's the one that's got the outside, trying to see if he can't get it going, and I'm like you, they're trying to go to that inside. Caution is out, and that had to be way back in the back because we were looking at the pack. There was nobody spinning, so what in the world's the caution on? Any ideas?
I've got no idea. I mean, the biggest one I would say looks like the 88 is about 15 seconds behind the pack. He might have looped it.
Go back and watch. Yeah, he's right there in the middle. Go back to the yellow flag. He blinks. He's out. That would cause a caution?
I'm not sure what that was. I cannot explain it.
He came back and right. Well, caution 2 here. Phantom style caution. Well, while we're in the caution, step away for 30 minutes or 30 seconds. 30 minutes, good grief, we'll be halfway to the race. 30 seconds here and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side. And pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Wesley up here trying to still figure out, virtual world, weird stuff happens sometimes. Got your head on that glass caution there a little bit. But, like I say, we're all in a virtual world, and the only thing you can attest to that is, mechanical problems in real life. So, Light's still off on the pace car. These guys so far up front have been pretty patient, though. Not seen a lot of aggressiveness. I think they understand, lack of a better word, the assignment here tonight, Wesley, is you got to be there at the end to win it.
Yeah, not a lot of pushing and shoving, not a lot of blocking. 150 laps, it's a long one. I mean, I'm expecting to be here for a good while. So patience is going to be a key. Just hope to have your car all in one piece at the end. And try and get a win. I mean, you can win from as far back as 15th with the right moves.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to line them up 2 by 2. Any man up front with Sumter there along with him. Ginningsman. Is that right? Did I get it right?
I think so.
All right. Good deal. Getting there. Nicotera right there along with him with Tucker. That's your top 5. Oh boy. Kick it off the Master Series, man. Give me a real little kind of history on the Master Series. Is this kind of a new series, or is this a series that they have run for a while?
I've got no idea. I mean, this is my first season in the booth, so I'm just as new as you are. It looks like they've ran it a bit in the past. I was looking through old videos of streams and races. It looks like it's had a season or 2 maybe, but other than that, I've got no idea how long it's been going.
All right. It's the lights off on the pace car. Here we go. Out front, getting set to go back green. The Master Series here tonight at Daytona, kicking off the season. Under the lights. Man, Remy, he is definitely one. It looks like he wants to stay up front pretty much most of the night tonight. And we've seen it. He's been able to control the field. back and forth as pace car comes out of turn 4. Going to drop off on pit road. Let these boys go back racing here at Daytona, the Super Speedway, 2.5 miles here. I always say the epicenter of all things. Kicks off the season of racing. Going to be a good one. Here we go, green flag. Remy gets another start like he did last time.
Yeah, he does, but I mean, outside lane really didn't have much better. The first two cars from the inside lane have already cleared through, but then again, it's also a lot more spread out. Don't think anybody was quite expecting it that time.
Yeah, it looks like the inside's got muscle here, though, man. Ginning's been right there, too, on that bottom. He's bringing a line with him.
Yeah, that's Tucker tucked up right beneath him, but I don't think this outside's going to go away without a fight right now.
Absolutely not. Remy's got help up there, man, with that 52 machine there, Sumter. Like I said, but the inside lane's pushing for everything it's got. A 2x2 coming to the line. Who's going to get it? Is Ginning's been going to hold him off. He's going to lead this lap this time. You see that outside lane kind of fading away a little bit. And that's kind of, to me, even though, yeah, they're being patient with the draft, it could be kind of worrisome, though, later on in the race to see that, they're broke up pretty big on the bottom, and still the outside lane's just not getting any more, headway.
I mean, I don't know what to say with that. You would think that them being a lot more tight, even if it is less cars, is going to give them greater runs, greater momentum. But like you said, they're still falling back. The inside lane, there's about half car lengths, maybe even a full car length between some of the cars. Meanwhile, on the top side, they're almost nose to tail the whole way back, except for maybe one or two small gaps.
Yeah, and right now I call this kind of textbook style drafting. This is what you call patience. You about half a hood car length off of someone. This is what you see early on in the race. These guys are just out here, riding. Now, later on, 1 lap to go. Hey, look, you're putting your nose, man, in the guy's passenger seat if you can to get him around the track. But, right now, this is just kind of what I call patience riding style drafting.
It definitely is patient riding style, but I mean, still on the outside, you've got Sumter with his nose inside Remy's passenger seat. I would say.
It up now.
Don't think those two have broken up much.
17 now goes up there. That's a Nicotera. I don't think he's thinking about falling back to the back. Maybe he went up on that high side. Just back in line. Our ride just a little bit. See the outside lane riding some. Meanwhile, Denny's been the man out front right now with Tucker. What's the whole entire field tucked up, man? There you have to go kind of way. Pretty much the whole field is in a group. I don't think everybody is all 38 machines right there in a group. With Kyle Gerlach.
Kyle Gerlach, I think that would be how it's said.
Guys, it's back here just riding. So far, we haven't had the big one. By just being patient. Good race so far. I know it's got to be nerve-wracking, though, to sit here side by side.
I mean, it probably is, but as we're talking about patience, the outsides kind of came back now. They had fallen back to around 8th, 9th place for the lead car on the outside, but Remy's pushing inside the top 5, passing for 4th right now.
Yeah, you can see that high line's tucked up a little bit better than the low line, using the side draft also. Here comes man on the outside there, that number 6 machine. That's Remy. Been up front for most of this race. Ginning's been out front right now. blinking's not what you want to see a guy in front of you do. He's probably going, yeah, there's somebody going here on this top side here. I don't like that too much.
Blinking at a drafting track where you're, I mean, split-second reactions you're going to need. If they start blinking, I'd personally get out. I'd get out from behind them. You don't want to take a chance. But now that's allowing the top side to now go past Gettingsman on the inside.
Whew. Bump draft right there, too. Got Remy a little sideways. Like I say, normally don't see him tucked up this tight, man, earlier on. You don't want to see too much bump drafting going into the turns with one little bad move. And now you see that top lane going to drop down. Remy looks like he wants to be more of a out front than anything.
Yeah, I think that's his plan. Get out front and control the race. Don't worry about anyone in front of you. If there's a spin, it's way off in the front, probably single car. And just head forward, foot on the throttle.
Absolutely. Man, right there behind him, man, Sumter. Mitchell's been able to move up to third. Thomas, there in fourth.
Kolmatsky. Yeah.
Mitchell, man, jumps to the outside there. Fall back just a little bit. Clutches the man up on the top side. Still, it looks like a dominant inside race so far. Body's just, you know, patience. Anybody doing any wild moves yet?
Yeah, Remy, Sumter, Kolmatsky, and Nicotera, as soon as they got all four of those guys up front, they kind of ducked down low. I think these are the guys that are comfortable with running up front, knowing there are going to be people coming up behind them, but say, I want to control this. I want to set the pace. I don't want anything in front of me happening and being part of the big one.
Absolutely. Latham right there in that 18 machine there in the 11th place spot. You see the man on the outside of him there, Mitchell. That's where the most of the 2x2. Another thing is, too, you can't pass below that yellow line. That's one of those rules. So, we talked earlier about where you want to be. We're coming to the last lap. If you're on that inside lane and you're behind someone and you got cars up on the top side of you, there's not much you can do. You can't go low, you can't go high. Unlike if you're on the top side, at least you got another lane to go to. So you pretty much just tell that guy in front of you, hang on, I'm about to push you for dear life.
Yeah, that's very much the case. The best seat for that coming to the line finish, I would say, is your single file. You're probably second, third, or fourth.
Yep.
That's where a lot of momentum is going to be generated. You can feint high and duck low, feint low, dot, and send it on up high. Just hope whoever's in front of you doesn't block your run.
Yeah, or you've got at least a teammate there with you that's going to come with you, because if you duck out of line and the guy behind you doesn't, next thing you know, you can end up going straight back like a rock in water and fall. Some teammates right here, too, with Joshua Hyatt. I think that's what Bender right there behind him. I'll say the teammates because the cars look the same.
I mean, I believe they are Team Birdie Racing there. Just two guys.
PBR.
I mean, hey, it's easy to find each other because they look exactly the same, so they know what they're looking for if they're needing a teammate later on in the race.
Hey, look, your car looks like mine. Let's go. Let's work together. Why not? Right now, they're looking pretty good. Just solid riding. Right back there around about the 14th place spot's what we're looking, because it's all Remy out front. You see, this is where most of your side-by-side action's coming in, about the mid-pack. Down about the 14th, 15th place spot there. Look for Abbott, Henry, Alder. I'm not quite sure it's by design at that top side, if these guys are just riding it out or just want to kind of fall back a little bit. As long as you stay with the pack, you still got a shot.
I mean, this run's been a little bit longer than what we've had, so I think it's finally set in. You know what? Heads down, keep it straight, ride it around. I mean, we had 2 quick cautions. Ever since, though, we've been green. And almost single file. I mean, you're going all the way back to around 13th where they're getting too wide. So might definitely playing the patience game now, I would say.
Again, we got a confirmation on the green-white checker.
Yes, I believe it is 3.
Okay, nice. Now I was looking out there too to try to get an idea of what are they running 100% fuel here also. I'm looking on his little notes out here. Remember again, these are open setup too. We found that out last week. Setups have a little bit to do with it. The setups. Wait, I'm not sure how much of a setup. I feel like you could probably almost take the fixed setup out here and run just as fast. I mean, it's Daytona. I don't really think. I mean, unless you're looking at a fuel saving style setup or whatnot, but not quite sure how you you'd go about wanting to set up a car on a super speedway.
I have no idea with you, but
normally you're talking about, hey, look, my car's loose or tight or something like that, but at speedway, you're really just kind of riding and wide open a lot.
Yep, and as we're sitting here talking, we're encountering lap traffic. That's 11 in the 48 in the back. Leader's still too wide. We saw the 8 up next to Remy there for a second before falling back once again.
Yeah, and good job by the lap machines. They hold their line. You know, in racing, you know, there's a lot of controversy on with lap traffic and so forth. As long as lap traffic holds their line, it is the job of the leader to get around them. And, you know, we've seen in the past, sometimes, a lot of times it happens like on road racing, where you catch them at the wrong time. Well, there again, it's not the lap car to get out of your way. You don't want them weaving all over the track. But in real racing, in that instance, the leader should just be like, okay, I catch them in the wrong turn, and I pass them in the next time.
Yeah, I've always seen it as lap traffic keeps their line. It's the leader's discretion about how they're going to pass them.
Well, now that's interesting. He said out there the open is much faster than fixed. Explain to me on then how, or on a I could probably see like other tracks where really setups matter, handling matters. Maybe explain. The only thing I might could see is they could open and close the tape on the cars a little bit, because I don't think you can mess with the aero package too much. I think the aero packages NASCAR sets those pretty much. You can only have a certain amount on the wing and something like that. I mean, I don't know. Now, I do know that Daytona is more of a, if you could say it, put 2 and 2, it's more of a handling track than what Talladega is. Talladega is just pretty much just wide open, go fast. So maybe I don't know, give an insight a little bit. Again, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure, setup wise when it comes to this, this style track. I mean, obviously next week Kansas, yes, setups will matter. You got a loose or tight car. Obviously, you're going to want to get that thing around the track. Driver's preference, that is. I don't like a loose car. Never have. I always more kind of on the tighter side. Did the Discord go out, man? No, it was bleeping there a little bit.
Here.
Oh, okay. I know it was bleeping there a little bit earlier.
It was. But personally, When it comes to a drafting track, I'd prefer a little bit tight. It lets me push a little better. I talked one day about Jimmy Johnson, how he was always running loose, and I just personally can't do that. It's a little bit too much fighting the wheel. I'd rather have it a little bit more steady in my hand.
Well, now that's interesting too, the ride height. And there again, I'm only referencing real racing here, okay? I'm not sure on how the iRacing and effects of that is. And real racing ride height again is policed by NASCAR, because we've seen many teams get penalized because their car too low after the race or too high after the race or something. Like most of the time it's too low, because like what you said, lower gets it closer to the track, less drag up underneath, less air gets up underneath the car, and makes it more like a bullet going through the air and whatnot. So I don't know. That is interesting. I would like to see the comparisons between maybe the fix and a guy with an open style setup, like lap times. I mean, because lap times right now they're in the 46 range. I'd have to go back on some of my later tracks and see what times they were running, cup car wise, that is, fixed. Obviously trucks are going to be a little slower. Xfinity cars, now those are a different beast in themselves. To me, they're the closest thing we've got left to the older cup car. They don't have all the downforce. It's more still of a driving style car.
Yeah, Xfinity I think is one of the better series because they don't have the diffuser on the back of the car. The downforce is a little bit more minimal to where it's much more driver skill based. Not saying Cup car doesn't take driver skill, but Xfinity, you got to manhandle the car a lot more, or else you're not going to be pointing straight, maybe a lap in.
And you bring that up, it's no disrespect to any drivers out there, but even the real NASCAR drivers that have been in the past have said with this next gen car, it's pretty much just a point and straight and go. It's lack of a better word again, it's an easy car to drive. We've heard that before, even from real drivers. And we've heard some iRacers say the same thing, that this is it's nothing like what the old Cup cars were, was way back in the, maybe the Gen 6 area, something like that.
Yeah, Gen 6, definitely a lot more what we see with Xfinity now. A lot harder to drive. I mean, one of the best ways I say to look at it is probably short tracks and road courses. Yeah. That's where the driver skill definitely comes into play, and how they're able to manhandle the car around those corners, the acceleration and braking zones.
Right now, everybody on this track definitely has got this thing under control and handling so far. Remy's the man out front, and I got to give my hats off to a lot of drivers being very patient right now, looking very strong. I guess that's why they call it the Master Series. Some of the best here at the Spartan Racing League. Kicking off the season here at Daytona. Been Remy out front with Sumter there with them. Had a good long green flag run here so far, and it looks like the man out there, Drax, Rax, he's out there. He's got the inside knowledge. I still haven't found, do they run 100% fuel here?
I'm not sure on that one myself.
Trying to find a rule book here, maybe see if I can find it in there. Or might just yell at me if you know. And just to give y'all a heads up, I am new to the series, so I'm gonna learn as we go on here. Try to get up to speed on what's going on with a lot of these drivers out here. If it is 100% fuel, then normally, if I just go off to my old knowledge, they can go probably about 30 laps, maybe 32. It used to they'd have a different fuel cell for super speedways, different from what the short tracks were. The Highline coming to life though.
Yeah, The 07 of Charles Albert, and then I think that's the 67 that was Thomas Kalen Mitchell. They were kind of working together. They got up there next to the 6. Their support behind them kind of faded away, but now they're right back up. They're challenging around the outside of Sumter.
It is, and if you can bring that high line to life, you see it, man. You got Abbott right there on the front. Sumter still right there pushing, man. Old Remy on the bottom side, but the outside lane's got a head of steam, trying to see if they can't get up here and do something. They were able to get up there for a little bit until the bottom lane actually started closing the gap up a little bit. So it's interesting to see how that's going to work out. I still want to say you're going to need a lot of help on that top lane to get it going.
Definitely going to need a lot of help on the top lane. It's going to be a longer way around the track. You can see the inside a little bit more clearly. It's a little easier to side draft, I'd say, on the outside as well. But if you've got more cars on the inside, you're basically hanging tight the best you can. You might be able to get a run and move down there, find a spot in line where you can slide your car in, but you're going to be hanging on for your life on the outside, just trying not to fall too far back.
Good play right now. Remy still wanting to control this one out. Got cars off the track in the back. Where are they? That was Dakota off the track in the back. See what happened to him. No caution, because if you get far enough off the track, he just came down and wiped out the 9. 48 did. Washed the dads.
Cannot tell you what that was.
Let's go back and watch one more time there. Let's see the 4080. I don't know. Cost him a little bit there, though. $75%. Appreciate that, man. Max. For 75%, then it's probably going to look at around about 25 laps, 26, somewhere in that area. I'm going to say around 25, 26. We'll say that area because, they've had the cautions early here. We had a couple cautions, so that's kind of slowing it down. I'm going to say around
Joe, it's full fuel 75% race length, so it's full fuel, not 75.
Oh, full fuel, 75%. Okay, I got you. Read it wrong. So then I'll go back to my 31 laps, 32 laps. We'll see.
Which, as we're talking, here comes pit stops.
And that actually would bring in then we're at lap 43. That would make sense then, about 33 laps, maybe 35, because we had, 2 cautions. And, I always say he just blew right by his pit stall. Not what he wanted to, what he wanted to happen. Yeah, we'll say then, right about 35 laps then. Oh, yeah, he got a penalty on that, too. Sumter did. Wow. So did Remy. Man, Remy and Sumter both got penalties on that one. Uh-oh. Not what you want to see. That's probably going to put him a lap down. Be close. It did put Remy a lap down, put Sumter a lap down. So, wow. Got him in a hole.
Yeah, those were all guys that didn't hit during the last caution, which was lap 11, it says.
Yep.
Around there. So they were needing it pretty bad. Went about 42 laps. Granted, that was with cautions, as you said. So give or take maybe about 6, around 36 laps there.
Yeah.
Able to run. So expect, honestly, this next group in anytime soon, I would say.
Yeah. Abbott up front with Mitchell. Genningsman right there with them, 2 and 3rd. Tucker, Oils, top 5, and you can all see them on the bottom. You know, so they're safe to go. You'd have to go way back here around about 14th place spot to side by side. So if those guys are looking to try to come in, they're going to have to kind of group on how to get down low here pretty soon. That 83 machine right there. And whoa, he went down, but the wrong time.
Went down, not.
How in the world did that trigger caution that big?
Pretty quick. A couple unlucky guys caught up. Definitely a few cars banged up, but a lot still keeping it straight.
Watch it one more time. We're watching it live there, and pretty much, I see what he was probably trying to do, get down so he could get ready for his pit stop. Maybe a spotter said, clear, but the problem is that gap closes real quick. Go down. Clear right there. The 18 got ahead of steam. Yeah, he thought he was clear and probably should have wanted to hesitate a little bit. Fortunately, the 13 and the 2 there, they paid the price. Ooh, the 2 just flipped. Too much damage. Well, not what Remy and Sumter wanted to see. I mean, it does help them a little bit, but they're not going to get no lucky dogs out of this one. Might try the wave around here.
Wave around might save them, but that's if everybody in front pits, though. 92 also a little bit unlucky. He caught the very end of that. I mean, he locked it down, about kept it safe, and then just right in front of him went the 83.
Yeah. A pretty good long green flag run, so I would think everybody's going to pretty much come in now. I mean, they were close to their scheduled stop anyways. Trying to look through the field if anybody would stay out. Probably the nearest person that would, well, Vincent's going to get, Chris Vincent should get the lucky dog there and get spun around there too, so. Yeah, I'm going to say everybody's going to come in. I don't think you would stay out. I would say you coming in.
No, it's a free pit stop here. I would think so. Come in, get your gas, get your tires if you want them. Everybody else is going to be coming in behind you. Just lose maybe a couple spots on pit road. Just don't speed. Don't slide too far into the box. Don't stop short in it either.
I always talk about mental mistakes, and on oval racing, you see right there, and we saw it earlier with Remy and them. Pit stops is pretty much the first area that you see a lot of mental mistakes being done. Like you said, speeding, missing a pit box, just missing it up. More races are won and lost on pit road than about anything, in the oval style. You see a clean one there by Mitchell, able to get out. Innings been there with them too, so everybody looked clean there on that stop. And about what I figured too, 4 tires on a caution stop. And you saw earlier when they came in, it was only like, either fuel or, you could take 2 tires. But, yeah, most of the time you're going to get 4 tires on a caution style, on a caution.
Yeah, under green, it's get in, get out as fast as you can, get the gas in. No time for tires. Tires don't really matter much at super speedways. I mean, they can help you probably stick the bottom lane if you need it, but not an absolute necessity. So under green, splash of gas. If your tires are absolutely dead, then you go grab tires. But cautions are free pit stops nearly, so take your tires. It's not going to cost you much besides maybe a couple positions. And again, this is Daytona. You can get those back easily. Just stick in the draft and keep it clean.
Absolutely. We talk about tires, Now, that might be where the open setup comes in as opposed to the fixed setup. On a fixed setup here on iRacing, I know you can almost go pretty much a 120 lap race. I've seen it without even changing 4 tires. Now, you might do 2 tires one side, 2 tires the next, and ultimately by the end of the race, sure, you've got 4 new ones, but it's very rare unless it's just, like you said, of a huge caution somewhere, that guys will take 4 tires. Most of the time green flag stops or aren't, but I've seen some guys not take any tires through the whole entire race. So it does look like Remy and them's going to get the wave around. Good news for them, get them back on the lead lap. So it's going to be Nicotera, Remy, Thomas Cool, Sumter and company back there going to get the wave around. Get himself back at least on the lead lap.
On the lead lap, yeah, but they're going to be nowhere close to where they want to be. They're going to be all stuck in the back. Everything to do in front of them, get back to work, getting back to where they were up before that caution happened, up before the pit stops.
Absolutely. Got Mitchell up front, getting set to go back green. Lights off on the pace car. Been a solid one here today. Had a long green flag run right there. Now we line them back up. Everybody on fresh tires. Everybody side by side. Now, if you're Remy, I know he wanted to be out front, but at this point, being marred like way back here in 35th, now's when he's going to have to kind of be a little bit more patient. He's going to rethink that game plan. I want to maybe get back up front, but I also got to be careful, too, trying to get back up front. You definitely don't want to get caught up in a wreck, cause a wreck, and then you'll be right back in the back as things. You see the pace car coming out of turn 4. Here we go, getting set to go back under the lights. Daytona here tonight. Master Series here for the Spartan Simracing League. Lights off. Pace car about ready to duck off on pit road and let Mitchell and company go back to line. And Jennings up front, man, blinking just a little bit. Oh, the man behind him probably don't want to see it, but green flag, we're back racing. Ooh, yeah. Salter there's probably going, don't know about that. Yeah, he goes, you know what, I'm going to go down low.
Mitchell had one great jump. I mean, he jumped maybe 2, 3, 4 car lengths in front of the 28 of Salter. And then we saw Ginningsman obviously blink Salter. Tucker immediately gets out from behind him.
Yeah.
Again, nothing against Ginningsman, just keeping himself a little safe. You don't know when they're going to reappear, where they're going to reappear. So just keeping yourself intact for the rest of the race.
You see the 28, man, got him out front, but then, man, old Tucker said just left him out to dry, brought his dancing partner there, and said, I got to go with somebody else. Meanwhile, we were talking about the guys in the back here. Remy and company is back here. He's back here and around about the 27th spot. You can see him right there in that number 6 machine. Don't know how I line. Now he's just basically right now just riding. Then what he's got. Then he can hook up with and see if he can make it to the front.
Yeah, that's a lot of friendly drivers right there. There's their whole bunch of accordion bumps right there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what makes it nerve-wracking to be back there in that pack. That's probably why you don't want to be back there, because of stuff like that. It's out of your control.
Yeah, I mean, just bump forward. Someone's shooting back, taking that huge momentum in the run, and just not exactly knowing if you're square or not. Hitting the guy in front of you could turn him, could cause a caution. I'd rather be up front where Remy was before everything happened.
Yes, it is. And right now you can see the man up front so far is Tucker. He's got it, man, looking pretty strong. As Remy's, man, he is marred back there in traffic along with got Shane Floor back there too. Sanchez, huge. Well, Dylan Musker. Oh, that's not good. He's hitting the grass. Hang on to it.
In the grass, turning and sliding somebody into the wall there.
And there
Couldn't
you
quite see
Remy
who.
involved too. Yeah, let's go back and we'll ride with. I know it didn't involve. Let's go up here with Remy's side because he got involved with that. It was a lap. I don't know if it's a lap car or car just falling back. They kind of got jumbled up there. And they all kind of checked up, and Remy got in the back of the one machine and then just went sideways and then just couldn't hold it. And then the car up there in the front got punted. We'll go back here and let's go up here to Thomas's view and see. 69, he's way back there just kind of minding his own business. See Remy right there in that 6. The accordion up there in the front. Yeah, right there. Remy gets a run on the blue one and really just kind of up in the back. And then at 69 there, Thomas, he's going through the grass. Almost held on to it. Good save.
Very good save. And again, just an accordion effect. Someone checks up, somebody else checks up. If you're 2-3 cars behind second place, you can't see it. If you're third on back in that line, you can't see what's going on up front. All you know is somebody's stacked up in front of you, someone's slowing down. Try your best. The person behind you definitely can't see any more than you can. They'll end up running you over, and you have this exact situation going on.
Yeah, it's just basically it's one of those accordions right there. I don't really see anything else you could do. I mean, unfortunately, Dylan's going to pay the huge price on that one. That car's kind of really tore up, but don't really know if there's much more that Remy could have done in a situation like that. I mean, that happened so quick. You're all right there in the draft. But it goes back to what we were talking about before. That's the problem with being in the back. Some guys like being back there, but there again, some don't. And obviously that's probably why Remy's sitting there going, I don't want to be back here. I want to be up front.
Yeah, he definitely seemed a lot more calm up front, controlling the race back there. He had no control. It just something stacked up in front of him. Something caused everybody to get off the gas, just check up a little bit. He couldn't see what was going on. He couldn't really react until it was too late.
All right. All Tucker up front. How y'all feeling out there about the race so far? Been a pretty good one here to kick off the season. I mean, typical Daytona. Wrecks here and there. And Mitchell right there too. Innings been along with him.
Yeah, saw about half the fuel or so coming again for a new pit stop. Mitchell not gonna be on the inside, looking like he's gonna line up on the outside. Last restart he had that massive jump, and it also allowed him to carry through who was it, Salter behind him for a little bit. But Tucker's going to be in control. Hopefully doesn't get quite as big as a jump as Mitchell did.
Absolutely. Solid one out here to start it off. Go Uncle Russell. All right. Where's Russell at? Let's see where he's at. I'm going to say you're talking about Russell Windsor. Let me know, Knight, if that's the right one you're talking about. But he's right there in 11th, so he's up 12 spots. Kind of riding a little bit. And again, you know, I know everybody's like, well, get up front. Get up front. I want to see him up front. Look, got to be patient here in this race. Still a long way to go in this one. And you want to be there at the end. to make sure you have a shot to win this thing. I don't see any other Russell out here, so I'm going to say it's got to be this Russell Windsor.
I believe it would be.
Like the family members out there, man, coming out supporting their driver. Obviously, have all the fans out there. Everybody, man, tuning in. We got a great race here tonight. Tucker out front, Mitchell there with him. Genningsman right there in third, and I got to give my hats off to old Genningsman out there. He's done an outstanding job showing these guys, man, what the man from where'd you say it was from at again?
Romania
can do. Like, look, you Americans might be fast. Romanians, I'll show you how it's done.
I mean, he's definitely kept it level-headed. He's made good decisions. He might be blinking a little bit, but it's not too much of a problem. He's got maybe one every maybe 5 or so laps, if even. But able to keep it under control, keep her straight, not doing anything risky.
No, he's not. And that's the key there too. The word that you just said. Not doing anything risky. You know, obviously we get to that last lap, 2 to go or something. Might be a different subject, but yeah, right now, I mean, playing the pacing game, playing where he needs to be. His lights off on the pace car. We're going back green here tonight. Daytona, the Master Series here for the Spartan Racing Sim League. Pace car's going to dock off on pit road. Tucker and company up front, going to bring this huge line to the field. Pace car's in. We've seen the leader get a good jump out front each start as the green flag's back flying. I hate that for you there, Mad Dog. Be kind of clean and green up front here with Tucker Mitchell and Genningsman. Oil's there along with it. Main's up 28 spots. Right there in the 5th place. Good looking silver machine too.
Definitely, as you want to talk about being patient, having no risks. He's slowly crept his way up, and now he's sitting there in 5th place.
Uh-oh, yellow flag. What we got? Oh, no. Like Chad Gibbler? Gibby? What happened to him? Another accordion effect, you know, and that's... I got to put that on situational awareness. That's kind of like the mini big one right there, too. But that one's got to be kind of on... From another view here, that's at some point this has got to be a kind of situational awareness type of thing when you start seeing accordions. I mean, you can see them so far back, you're going to get a run being that far back, but you have to understand that run. And he just blinked and it went right to. Let's go to somebody else. That one didn't work out too well. And to see how far back they are, and there's nothing wrong with having that gap right now because it's just kind of being patient. But you got to understand that you're going to get a run on the guy in front. That's where you drag that brake and so forth. Yeah, see that there's a checkup up there. I'm not sure, was it 72? 70. Or who the checkup was on, but we're going to ride here with Gain. I don't think it was in there, but he gets a run on the 45. He kind of stays level. 29's right there with him.
Pickup's going into 3 here.
The 9 and not.
I think the 9. I think it was the 9 definitely backed off. He was probably getting too big of a run, maybe backed off a little bit too much, and then nobody else behind him did quite as much.
And again, it comes down to the situational awareness. I mean, you see the move right there by the 3, but still the 9 still going pretty well. So let's see what might have checked him up to cause that. All right, so they check up. He sees it. He gets a bump. Now, to me, he got that bump, and it almost looks like he might have hit the brakes. Kind of drug the brake as soon as he got the bump draft, which initially slowed the car up, and obviously the guys behind him paid the price. Let's right here with old John, see what the wreck looked like. Yeah, the 72, nowhere to go, got up underneath it, but from there, it's just a big pile up.
Yeah, off center with the cars in front and behind you. You're gonna hit not where you want to hit. Send cars left, send cars right, and at that point, it's just survival.
Yeah, and from what I'm seeing out there too, and again, we're just observing from what we're seeing up here. There's nothing wrong with how they're doing drafting wise. It's how they're responding to the draft is what I'm seeing. I mean, if you're going to keep those gaps, you have to understand you're going to get runs. And you know, from just my point of view, the 9 there, once he got that bump, drug a little bit too much brake right after the bump draft, which caused everybody to kind of just whoop, kind of accordion up a little bit, you know. There's nothing wrong with how they're drafting. It's just maybe a little bit more of go back to that situational awareness kind of thing.
It might have been that that bump unsettled his car a little bit to where he kind of had to lock her down to keep from spinning as much. Granted, like you said, we're just saying what we can see up here. We're not inside the cars. We don't have everything to see exactly what every person's doing every moment they're on the track.
Yeah.
So it's just what we can see. Don't take our words as certain.
And, you know, and that's why I say from what I'm seeing, drafting, there's nothing wrong with the way they're drafting. It's just a little bit there. So Windsor, yep, moving up spots in is how to race. Absolutely, you know. I mean, moving up through the field there, looking really good. So, I mean, yeah, I'll definitely go back to the guys have been patient as far as drafting. Just a little bit of that, you know, heads up. Maybe, you know, communicate a little bit of like, hey, look, field checking up a little bit. I mean, again, not out there in the car, so. All right, line them up 2 by 2. Tucker and company up front. Although it's been a pretty good, solid race so far.
Yeah, not doing too bad. I mean, 60 laps down. We've had 4 cautions, so about 15 laps of caution. Good. Almost got through a whole green flag pit cycle earlier on. Definitely have the talent to keep going green. I want to see him keep going green. I want to see them go green till the end.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, obviously, it's technically one of those. It's a plate track race, so we'll have to see, man. You know, we've seen some little bit of mini style big ones here tonight. We've seen a few, you know, single style wrecks. To see what happens here going to the end. Pace car is going to duck off on pit road. Man up front right now. That's Tucker and Mitchell. Let's bring them down to the green flag as we're back racing.
Good jump by the 8 there, already moving up to the top. And just like that, you've also got the 23 going down to the bottom, I think it was.
Yes, it was. You see out front, man, still, though, Tucker there. They're going to get that formed up on the inside lane, and a bad move by the machine right there.
There's more wrecking behind them.
Oh, wow. It started with this man here. So let's see what happened on his end at first, and then we'll kind of get what happened here in the backside. Yeah, just kind of maybe spotter said clear, wasn't clear in time. And from there, it kind of started a chain reaction. So we'll go here with, gosh, you can see it. Yep. Oh, he got bumped in the back of the 4, and then zoom, they went around. The 4's in the middle of the track. Nothing he can do. Pray that nobody hits him, and nobody does. Job.
Very good job. I mean, you want to talk about spotter said clear and then he wasn't clear. He was probably clear for about 1/10 of a second, maybe. you want to talk about split-second decisions, that's what these super speedways you're going to need to do. If you hear clear, immediately go down there. Granted, could come in a little bit late, so you also got to watch your peripherals, look out the sides.
Yeah, see, from that view there, we're riding on board. You can see that's from Feltman. I mean, he saw him, coming down, and obviously you think that gap is, but you just saw the closing rate there of just how fast it is. We've talked about it, many a times. And sometimes when that spotter says it's clear, by the time he says it, it's not clear.
Yeah. Could come in late. I mean, not much what you can do. Closing rate on draft, especially if you've got maybe 2-3 cars in front of you, then 2-3 cars behind you, you're going to have the momentum. You're going to tighten up real quick. So if you're wanting to jump in the hole, I'd look for a hole that's definitely maybe 2 car lengths, maybe not 1. And as soon as you see it, you get down.
Absolutely. Tucker's still the man up front. Getting close to halfway home in this one here. You get to that about 75, 72, 73 mark. Halfway this one. Good runs, though. All right, Tucker out front in this one. And you're going to see some heavy movers. And right now, the heavy movers in the race has got to be right now Devin Maines. We got Swan right there, 5th and 6th place. And one's up 28 spots, one's up 20. You got Abbott. He's up 21 positions. Henry, he's up 24. An update on actually where Remy is. Remember, though, he got caught up in that wreck early. And just trying to see where he's at. Right there. Back up in 15th. Slowly but surely moving his way up to the front.
Yeah, I mean, caught up not only in the wreck, but he only got caught up in that wreck because of the bad timing of the caution during a pit cycle. Back up to 15th, though, definitely good movement. Hoping to stay patient, I would think. He's definitely got the car to be up there leading. He showed it earlier. I would just probably don't push it too much getting back up there.
There's a Kia Soul in the parking lot with the lights on. Okay. All right. Yeah. Somebody's dog's on the run in the infield. So there we go. Oh. Speaking of that, I will have to say, I mean, I don't know what to make of the Toyota look. It does look like a Kia kind of in the front.
Yeah, just a little bit. Honestly, I kind of like it. Granted, it does really look like the Camrys that they're releasing now, which, I mean, recently in NASCAR doesn't quite look like the stock versions of the cars, but these next gen cars kind of keeping it close.
Absolutely. Got Mitchell right now up front with Tucker along with him. Going to go side by side. Lights off on the pace car. We're going back green here. Master Series tonight for the Spartan Simracing League. Pace car pulls them out of 4. Going to duck off on the pit road. Tucker up front. He's been in control, and he wants to stay in control of this one. That's pretty much the leader has gotten that jump on the field. Pace car's in. Under the lights here tonight. Solid one here, the season opener. Green flag's about the flag. We're back racing. Tucker went to the high side this time.
Seems like Tucker really likes having, who's that? Is that Boyles? I can't quite tell. Everybody's jumbled up.
Yeah. Well, Jenningsman right now is the man that's got it out front there. Tucker, you get like I said, Mitchell, I believe, is the one that's tucked up behind him. Actually, the 5 machine right now. Well, that's he's pulling actually Jenningsman. I think it's Boyles.
I think.
And look, see if we can get a side view of who it is. That's the number.
It's not Boyles. It would be.
Trying to look.
I want to say it is. I think it is Mitchell. I think that is Mitchell behind him. That's Boyles there, third
67.
Third
Yep.
on the inside.
It is Mitchell. Yep, he's right there on the top side. So they're on the top side moving. Bottom side band's rolling. Now we'll see if that high side can get going here. Jenningsman, the man out front right now. Tucker's there with him. He's got his nose tucked up front. He's going to want to see if he can't dive back to that inside.
And just off the past couple of restarts I've seen, I think Tucker
There's where communication is key there, man, Wesley, between him and Mitchell. You know, he's got to tell Mitchell, man, look, now please don't wreck me, because a bump draft going on that angle. Going to send him inside that field.
And I think that might be why Tucker's got Mitchell behind him. He feels a little bit safe. The two able to talk just a little bit to make sure they've got everything straight.
Now he goes down low, Tucker does. Now he's going to come back up high. I think he's going to stay with the man there. I think he's a little bit off with the, you know, Genningsman is fast, but the blinking, I think, is kind of worrying just a little bit there from these guys. And now this right here is something you see in real racing. Guys out front, you know, going side by side, lane to lane. I'm going to go out and say it. You can agree with it or not. It just don't work in iRacing. I've heard other drivers say, yeah, it's not really beneficial. To me, it's more risk than it is reward, because obviously you risk going down the wrong time and then getting clipped and then wrecking, and I've seen that happen many a times. But so Mitchell's out front. Top point race control might have to tell Genningsman, man, might have to drop to the back or something to get the connection under control. It keeps up right there, and I know that 5 right behind him there, Maines, is probably going, I don't want to get too close, and then, you know, and he blink, and, you know, obviously virtual world, he comes back, it'd be right inside him and cause a huge wreck. Everybody wreck. That's just a product of, you know this, Wesley, I mean, it's just online. And unfortunately, him being across seas too, you know, I mean.
It's just connection issues, what it is, just the ping rate, not quite as stable as you want it to be. I mean, it's really unfortunate if he does get pulled to the back. He's been quite a fast car up there at the top almost all race.
Yeah.
Or not the top, but at the front all race.
But I mean,
so he's got a quick car.
And in a nutshell, though, it still wouldn't really hurt him too bad. I mean, to go to the back, because he, you know, pretty much the whole entire pack is still grouped up. You see Remy right there on that high side. He's right there behind I think it's Curran or Salter. They're trying to see if they can't move that high side, get to the front.
I mean, I would think so. Remy's definitely wanted to get back up to the front. He's got his nose all inside the passenger seat of the guy in front of him.
Yes,
But back with Ginningsman, I mean, it wouldn't hurt much. The whole pack, first through 30th, 2.5 seconds is the split between them.
Yeah, you go all the way back to 30th spot. And I like what you just said, the interval between the top, the gap between, you know, like you said, all the way back to Mitchell is 2.2 seconds. So that's the whole entire, pretty much almost the entire field from 30th there. So, and you could still bring it back to the front. There's no question about that.
No, definitely not. I mean, he's got the speed to do it if he needs to. Also, at that point, hope he stays clear of any wrecks in front of him and just watch as the field might dwindle down. I mean, started with about 40 cars down to 32 on the lead lap. A lot of guys out due to wrecking.
Oh, yeah. Saw Mitchell out front controlling this one. See the high line trying to see if they can get some momentum to come to the front. We've not seen it be able to move as well as they would like for it to move. We've seen spurts here and there, but then they kind of fizzled out as they got to the front. I think it's going to take a little more work to get that high lane going. I mean, Ribby looks like he's committed for that high lane right now, though.
I think he is, and I think it's just because he can kind of push the issue to where he wants to get back up to. He's not having to worry about a checkup. He's only second in line there. So if there is a checkup, he's going to be quick to react. He's just got to hope he doesn't get ran over.
Absolutely. Look for right there in 11th place spot. Now Remy's going to control that high line. He's going to see, man, if he can get it to moving. Mitchell steals the man out front in this one. Rolling pretty good. Man, we go back to that setup versus fixed setup. Now, the thing is, some of these guys set the cars up. He might be a better puller than he is a pusher.
I mean, it definitely is. If you're wanting to lead the pack, you want to be a little bit looser, I would think. That way you can just get the turn a little bit more and lead them around. If you're pushing, I'd rather be a little bit tighter, a little bit more stable. That way, whenever you're in the draft, you're not having your car bounce around on you.
Absolutely. And like what's said out there, it said Swan's a better man out there, a better pusher around than man he is. So that's why you don't want him to see to leave that top two. Well, Mitchell right now has got him behind him with Tucker. They are all single file. And we're talking about Remy right here on that high side because he's been able to bring it back. I mean, right on board with him. Watch the RPMs right there. He gets a good bump draft to the guy in front of him. He is pretty much wide open, right? The RPMs a little bit. That might be him. There's two ways to do it. And Wesley, how I like doing it is obviously you could crack the throttle a little bit. To me, that kind of brings a little bit too much momentum out. Or you could just leave it planted to the floor and kind of drag the brake, kind of just ease the brake a little bit and let the RPMs come down. Because you don't need much. You just need a little bit.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I come from Xbox League Racing, and I come from the world of NASCAR Heat 5, where dragging the brake wasn't what you want to do. It was cracking the throttle a little bit. Okay. But over here on iRacing, I've learned don't do that. Like you said, you do lose a little bit more momentum. Keep it wide open. Drag the brake when you can to make sure you've got those behind you. You're not completely running over the guy in front of you as well.
I mean, now if you get a huge run on someone, you might have to crack that brake. You might have to drag the brake or crack the throttle or drag the brake just a little bit. You can see right there, he's either doing one of the two. We obviously can't tell because we're not inside the car with him. We just off what the RPM. I can see when he is either doing one or the other. You can just see it kind of lowering down. And you can see when he's getting that run too. Right here, coming down this back stretch, he's going to get a huge run car in front of him. Probably give him just a little bit of a bump draft.
Give him a little bit of a bump. Also get off center before that bump. Get some cool air on your engine. I mean, you're tucked up behind somebody, your engine is going to get hotter and hotter and get closer to blowing up on you.
Go Gage. Gage at? Let's see what Gage is at for you. He is.
This is Gage Swan in second.
The Gage Swan, okay. I'm so used to people out there calling their last names out to me. That's what I'm looking for. Good old Swan, he's up 24 spots hanging on that second place.
And, I mean, him and Mitchell, those two up front, they're teammates right now. So, a lot of time probably working together, know how each other operate. And the 8's kind of right there with them. He's kind of learned their style, I think, racing here. And is willing to follow them around maybe until the end.
So far, so good, man. Out front's all Mitchell. One's there with them. Guys, men are locked up side by side. Locked up too, nose to tail.
Nose to tail's not bad. You really want to talk nose to tail? I'd say look at a little bit on the high side as well. Those front three cars also nose to tail. Trying to get back up there and make it a 2x2 basis.
Yeah, that outside lane still trying to truck it up there to the front side. You've got Maines. I mean, he's got Remy right behind him, seeing if they can't pull that outside. Slowly but surely, they're creeping up there. Have to see what happens as soon as they get up there, though. Right now, out front, everybody's just maintaining their distance and staying where they need to.
A little bit squirrely of a 5, probably bad push by the 6, but he's going to take it either way, get a little bit closer. I think he's side by side now with almost Ginningsman. He's side by side with Boyles as it is.
Oh, yeah.
Outside line's just slowly been creeping their way back.
They are trying. If they can't get it going right there, the 5-man, the Maines, got Remy pushing for everything he's worth right behind them. They'll utilize the side draft just a little bit to see if they can't get back up front. Kind of stalled a couple times right there, too. Pit stops. The thing we have to look at. Everybody pitted on lap 47. They're going to pit again. They've went. I mean, with the caution laps out here, they've been able to extend a little bit.
A good amount of people. The last lap pitted was about lap 47. So not too far off of a thing. I mean, they've been able to save a little bit under caution. Got maybe about another 9 or so, I'd say, until I'd expect them to come down.
Oh, yeah. You're going to start seeing that high line up there, trying to figure out ways to get down low. You're hoping to see if they can communicate with some guys, maybe to get going. Now they get a good run, push. Ginningsman right there blinking again just a little bit, too. They broke up a little bit on that bottom side lane, gave a little momentum to the high side. Here comes that man Maines right there along with him. Neil Mitchell in control of this one out front. Swan right there with him. And Tucker.
Yeah, those front 3, front 4, even with Ginningsman included, nose to tail since the restart. I don't think they're expecting to dip out anytime soon. The 5 car and the whole outside line definitely gaining now to the outside of Ginningsman. Do we expect the 8 to maybe get out of line? I don't think he would.
I mean, at this point, if you were coming to the closing laps, it would be different. But I think at this point, it's pretty much a ride. I mean, obviously, No's coming up on a pit stop scenario here. I wouldn't want to give up that inside lane, not yet. He knows those guys on the outside are desperate to either get out front or get down low.
I mean, I'd say the first thing they want to do is get out front. They've just got it to where it's Mitchell and Swan in front of them. Now only Swan, maybe not even almost side by side for the lead.
You there, man. Maines gets a good run. Remy's going to get a good push here. He'll get a good bump draft on him too. Mitchell still the man controlling it. He's got old Tucker right there behind him too, along with like you said, Swan and company. Maines got that high side. As they stay tucked up like they are, that high side man still going. Ooh. Close quarter right there coming out of the turn.
Close quarters, extremely close side drafting, wanted to pull himself up alongside the leader.
You know, and side drafting here plays a huge factor here. iRacing's really got that one down pat and how to use. And now you can see Maines taking a high side. I guarantee if he gets the opportunity, he's going to stoop it down low. Not quite there, couldn't get it as the inside lane pulls back beside of him.
And it's not that the 5 all of a sudden, because the side draft just has a lot more speed, like they got a speed boost, they're slowing down the car on the inside. That's why you see them kind of dip low, and then as soon as it comes into effect, they just run high and try to get away from getting side drafted themselves.
Kane on that outside, Mitchell down on that low side. Kane trying to see if he can't get past him and maybe drop down, but just can't quite get around him. But again, I go back to that too. In the last lap, he didn't have to pass him. He just got to get the nose out in front of him.
Yeah, and also that last time on the backstretch, I think the 23 of Boyles pulled out a line, just saw a little bit of what's going on, says, I don't want a part of this right now. I want to keep my car clean.
Here's the one they're going to come on pit road here. Mitchell still controlling out front. Stay down low. And gets another run to the high side there. And he's with him. Well, he had a pretty good push there, and it kind of withered out just a little bit. Mitchell's still going to lead that lap.
Wiggled out or not, I mean, I think they're basically there. It's just going to be a matter of moments. Get the perfect run, and I think we could see the 6 and the 5 overtake and get fully clear and maybe move down, but oh, and there goes the 8 to the top.
Tucker, wow. Aggressive move to go to that top side lane. He's going to see if he can't pull that man freight train up to the top side and go around the guys on the bottom.
Tucker might have said he was finally done sitting behind the 2 teammates in front of him.
Oh, but they're going to split him 3 wide. This is not what he wants to happen. Not now. He's like, man, wait a minute. I came up here to help you guys, and now y'all leave him out in the sunshine. He's finally able to get back on the inside, though.
Yeah, he got back on the inside, but it really disrupted the momentum of the top line. 1 through 4 they're not almost all the way clear, but they are all the way clear of the 5.
That hole was open there for a while for Maines. If I was Maines, I probably would have thought about going down there and getting inside that hole. At some point, he's going to have to think about it. I know he wants to sit up here and Tucker. I mean, every time he jumps up there, it is upsetting that top side lane's momentum.
He is, but now there's also a huge gap on the bottom lane between that Salter, I believe, and then all the way back to Latham. It's going to give a little bit of momentum to the 8 in the top side, but maybe not quite as much as they would hope.
Latham closed that gap up real quick. Here comes the 02 machine. He's going to close that gap up even faster. 07 machine there as it is. Yeah. A little damage on that 18, so he's going to have to tuck it up on the back end of whoever that is in front of him. Like Salter. You see, just that little damage might be hindering him being able to close the gap up right there.
A little bit of damage ain't too bad. I mean, if you can get right up underneath somebody's wing, somebody's spoiler, it's not going to affect you too much. You're able to sit in the draft. You've got not clean air pushing against it. It's a little bit disrupted, so it's easier to move around. But if you can't quite sink right up behind him, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, and you're going to cost a little bit of time to whichever line you're in.
Yeah. I mean, and I can see it right there. He's struggling to stay locked up on the back end. He can get up there, but then he's like, it kind of falls off a little bit. He stays tucked up onto him. Yeah. We'll have to keep an eye on and see what happens to Latham here. Still good, having a good run, though.
Definitely is, and ever since Tucker jumped up to the outside, they've kind of stabilized at this point. Tucker just battling for fifth, not able to pull him any more forward.
Got Mitchell, Juan, Henningsman, Salter, Tucker, Main, all right there in the group. Kind of curious of when they're going to drop off and do their pit stops. I don't hope they can make it a lap 100 or not.
They might be able to. It would be a stretch. Last on pit road about lap 41, I believe it was. So that's around 60 or so laps. Might be just inside the window, might be just outside.
Oh, yeah. Mitchell sitting in a good spot there with him, too, with Swan. Also got Genningsman. All those guys are sitting in a good position to when the pit stops do arrive. I mean, you got to look up here with Maine. Maine and them is the ones going to have to kind of like worry about when do we get down, when do we don't. And Tucker's been kind of flirting with that high side and low side.
Yeah, he is a little bit indecisive. I mean, trying to get the side draft, but he's also had a lot of chances to get down the inside, which might be a benefit. He's definitely, I don't think he's got a pulling car. I think he's a little bit more built for a pushing car, as the 5 abandons the top line and moves to the bottom now.
Main's right now, he said, I think they're trying to start to set up for those pit stops here. See that high line kind of breaking up just a little bit. Oh, 2 cars around. Oh, and it does cause a caution eventually.
I was just about to ask, how many do you want to bring with you to pit road? Do you want the big group or the small group? Well, I guess everybody's going out once now.
Yeah. Kind of break down and see what happened here. The 4 goes down. Eight's getting back there. They're getting a run, and the 88 just kind of come up a little bit. 2's there. And a couple other machines back there, 2 getting each other. It's the 13. Bender. Here's perspective. Yeah, everybody's going to come down now. Easy right there. He almost made it through, and then whoop. 99 looks like he got him. All right, caution. You're going to see everybody on pit road now. It's been a silo one here tonight. Kicking off the season here for the Spartan Simracing League Master Series here at Daytona. Folks will step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here in a few.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side. And pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
Just a long one.
All right, folks, we're back here. Here we go. That'll be a good one. Henningsman, the man who got it out front here. Mitchell's going to be right there along with him. Lights off on the pace car. Getting set to go green as we saw coming off this caution here. See what Henningsman can do out front. Pace car's pulling him around close to that lap 100 mark. With about 50 to go in this one. Pace car's going to duck off. Mitchell and Henningsman up front. Green flag, we're back racing.
Good jump by the inside line, I'd like to say there. Henningsman able to eke out a couple car lengths ahead. But Salter's going to be right back to his bumper. The outside line way strung out. But inside, not quite as bad, but not as close as they'd like to be.
You see old Remy back there finally going to go down low, and then he's going to go back high. Then guys going to try to see what they can do as they split three wide down the middle. Comes the top side man of Mitchell. Is going to see what he's got. Salter right there on the bottom, man, pushing Henningsman for all he's worth. That high side's got some juice.
They definitely do, and you want to talk about somebody who's been up towards the front much tonight, but has finally made his way up front. That's the 22 of Dave Fuge. He's kind of been sneaking in the back, keeping his car clean, staying out of trouble, but looks like he's ready to play now.
Yes. Oh, that's not what you want to know. He turned him. Ouch. Let's go see if we can decipher on what happened here. Got a bunch of cars involved with this one happened up front. You see Genningsman up front there. The 28's right there tucked up on his back door. Still there. I said bump drafted into turns. Don't want to do it too early. He was close to him. And then just got to his quarter panel and then boom there. That point on. That caused us a chain reaction and a lot of cars around.
Yeah, it looks like he got to that right rear finally. He had the area to move up in front of the top lane, but not quite as high as what everybody else is running. Still right alongside Genningsman. Really unfortunate. He had a good car today. Always up there at the front, had amazing speed.
Oh, Remy involved. Just watching some different angles here. Yeah, just got that rear like you said. Well, you can't really put that one on Genningsman, though, man. He wasn't blinking. If you're going to go to the outside, commit to the outside. You know, he was a little close, Salter was, I would say. I mean, we can definitely ride on board with him here. Don't know if Genningsman came up. One came down. See what we got. You can see right there. He is definitely tucked up on the back end. Again, it's still early. You know, you want to be patient. I talked about bump drafting into turns, through the turns. It looks like almost, man, Salter was going to commit to the high side. He went. I don't know.
I agree. It looked like he was going to go up to the high side, but then not quite the full high side.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. We'll leave that one on race control there on that one, but I you know, hey, there's always, like I always say in racing, there's always going to be somebody happy and always somebody going to be mad.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if you're going to go high, commit, go up high. That was not a commit, I would say. Now, not going to say Salter probably thought something else was going to happen or whatever might be the case there, but just unfortunate for Genningsman in the end.
Right now, and you see Salter out front. So, yeah, you know, in situations like that, I'd hate to be, you know, race control. They have a tough job. That's why I like being the entertainment factor up here. You see what we see. Yeah. Like I say, we're gonna leave it to race control on that one. We see what we see. I mean, even if, and I'm gonna call it like I see it. And I know the drivers are always gonna have their opinion on it. And you know, Wes, we see what Again, it looked like he was going to go to the high side. He made the move to the high side. Whether what Salter said after he phased in him. Well, if that was true, you would have been right on his back bumper like you were before. It looked like you were going to go to the high side. Maybe thought twice of it, and then the phase happened, like you said. Either way, tough one, man. Just a tough one. All right, what do you do?
What do? You put your head down and you get back racing. That's what you do. We still got nearly 50 laps left to go before the end of the night.
Absolutely. Got Salter Mitchell up front. One right there with him with Latham. Tucker. I mean, it's been a pretty good, exciting. I mean, it's been typical Daytona race. And for the most part, I'm going to say 75, 80%, 85% of most of the race. These guys have been very clean out here and very patient from what I've seen. You've seen some, some hiccups here and there on the track.
Yeah, you've seen some hiccups. I mean, some stuff that is just maybe a late call by the spotter to where you didn't quite jump on it as fast. And then there was also just some stuff that was maybe a little bit too aggressive too soon, but a lot of patience I've seen, not always taking the run and just jumping to try and get the position.
Absolutely. Lights off on the pace car. And real quick, you asked what I think about the new iRacing game for consoles. It's a console game. I mean, it's made by iRacing. It will give console guys a good feel of what NASCAR is going to be. But at the end of the day, it's not iRacing. And like everybody said it was going to be. So go watch the reviews. Form your own opinion on it. As we're going back green here. Green flag, Salter out front.
Good jump by the 28 there. The 18's going to get right up to his bumper. I mean, everybody looks like they're well connected this time. Just the inside lane got a better jump.
It did, and Latham right there. Looks like he got a little bit more of that damage fixed. You still see the front end crunched a little bit. That might hinder him if he tries to get out front, but he stays tucked up underneath Sawyer right there. He should be okay. You see Maines right behind him. Curiosity to see if that outside lane's going to get going. Oh, yellow flag. Hey. Bender. See what happened to him. Guys back here trying to make up their mind which lane they want to take. Up here and up with each other. And Bender's the one in the 13 machine. He's got to run on a 19 there. The 88, I'm going to put that on him where he should have just went. That's where that situational awareness comes in at. Yeah, right there. He had a huge head of steam, and sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, and you just kind of have to like whoa up a little bit.
Yeah, there was a checkup in front of me, like you said, had that huge head of steam. I would have committed to stay on the inside. Don't try to tuck up behind the rest of the pack, especially if there's maybe a car half a lane up. But, I mean, an incident's an incident. 88 at fault, I would say, but, I mean, just keep it moving, boys. We still got a long way to go.
Absolutely. Saw you there. And you're right, Mechanic. I agree with that statement there, too, man. Like I say, it's going to be something that's going to give the console guys a good platform and something good to show off NASCAR with. Is it iRacing? Absolutely not. Are they making it out to be? I mean, the laser scan track part is probably the biggest thing that they're going to get. Console guys will. Physics, though, of cars, the problem they run into, as opposed to and I've said this a million times, iRacing is the realest thing you can get without spending millions of dollars. And now, does iRacing have its own issues? Absolutely. And then in the core, and I'm going to make a lot of guys, rumble with this statement. At the core, iRacing still is a game too. Matter of fact, they even say it. I think they've taken. I think they've taken the sim out. It used to be iRacing simulator. I think now they said iRacing game. But anyways, Does it have its issues? Absolutely. But again, I say it's really, you can't on a console go all out and make it full-born realistic, because console guys want to be more relaxed. I'm not saying they don't want something that's kind of realistic or whatnot, but they are a little bit more relaxed. Plus, you have the controller aspects. Even though I know iRacing has controller here, I've seen some guys with no arms and stuff race this sim with the keyboard and the mouse, and race it as good as guys with thousands of dollars worth of wheel setup. So, can it be done? Absolutely. So, but in a nutshell, I've seen the video. I've heard the guys on the reviews. I've heard unbiased reviews, which is what I want to see. I don't want to see the ones that are like, glorifying everything. I wanted to see the true hardcore sim reviewers get a hold of it. Still waiting for that one too, but I've heard, a lot of it is it's more sim-cade-ish and whatnot. But yet the laser scan tracks will help, and all in all, I think it will be a good addition. My only disappointment with it, though, it does not have spectator mode. So you can't do a broadcast for the leagues and stuff out there that or want to run. So not quite sure why they left that part out, but I hope that they fix that. Maybe put in a DLC maybe later on or whatnot. So, but it's good to see iRacing getting this name out there. That's the important part.
Now, I'm gonna jump in on this. I personally am a console player. I do leagues on console as well, so I know I've raced against guys. I personally use controller. I haven't used their steering wheel much, but steering wheel controller. What I'm looking forward to with this new game is definitely the laser scan tracks and the new handling models. When Heat 5 came out with its 2022 cars, that DLC pack, they were not made for the tracks they had. The tracks were made very arcade-wise.
Right.
No laser scan. It was more just like rough geometry done with Photoshop. So I'm personally excited. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the best thing ever made. I'm gonna give it a couple of weeks of just testing to see what I feel like, because I've also now ran iRacing.
It looks good. It does look good. I mean, I've seen the gameplay and it does look good.
It looks good. It looks better than what we had with Heat 5 for sure. I'm excited to see what it is. I'm personally going to see what League Racing is going to be. Hearing that there's no spectator mode, that makes me sad.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, that's where I got my start with broadcasting, was doing Xbox League Racing broadcasting. So,
well, I do a league on Thursday nights at a local comic book store, and they do Gran Turismo 7, and I'm set up back in the back there, so I'm able to do it. We were talking about this one because that's something that they're interested in doing, and when I found out about the non-spectator mode, I was like, man, come on. You're going to have all these lobbies out there. All these guys are going to run leagues. They're going to want to broadcast it. Y'all have got to patch that in somehow, some way, but I got a feeling that it's probably going to be next year before they do it, maybe the next one or so forth. Let's hope not, but nonetheless, we'll see. But, hey, these guys tonight in this Master Series, they've been at Daytona. They've been clawing around and fighting their way, man, to the front and the back. You got Salter out front. Lights off on the pace car. We're going back racing here at Daytona. Master Series style here for the Spartan Simracing League. Salter brings them to the line.
And as we've been talking about, Latham started outside front row with that damage on the nose. I mean, smartly jumps to the inside as quick as he can to get behind some cars.
You can see where that nose damage probably is hindering a little bit. He's probably better off tucked behind someone than he is trying to be a puller out front. You can see it kind of just lagging there. Now he's able to get a little bit of run there too as the guys in the back and say, that's what I'm talking about back there. Moves like that just don't work. 9 times out of 10, I don't know who that is in that black and silver car, but 9 times. Who is it? 47.
I believe that was Jude Okafor.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10 moves like that end up being disaster because we've seen the closing rate here tonight. You got away with it there, though.
Got away with it. The 24-7 behind Phillips didn't quite get past him. Kind of let the 47 get back up top. But he probably, like we've talked about, got the calls clear maybe just a little bit too late as the inside kind of formed up together a little bit.
Look at that. Remy fighting back. Got it caught up in a couple misses early on. Was able to hold on strong here along with Tucker right there too. So two guys who have been up front most of this race still in this thing.
Yeah, not only that, but they're single file. Remy's kind of the first one, too wide there with Okafor is outside. A little bit of movement up top. I mean, looking around, maybe trying to get some side draft, but for the most part, I think it's calmed down a little bit. The field's definitely a lot smaller than it used to be.
Yes, you got Phillips right there.
Only 26 cars in this field, about 2 seconds split between the front and the back of it.
Yes, it is. Fortunately, some guys having a good night, some having a bad. Salter right now having a wonderful one out front. Remy trying to see if he can't bounce back from a could have been a terrible one on his end. But some guys may have been able to claw away. Look at Maine's up 31 spots though. He's having an out. He's been probably the most consistent right now though. Quiet,
conservative, precise. I mean, slowly moved his way up. Once he got to the front, he stayed up there. For the longest time, it was him and Remy working the top side trying to get back around the leaders. When I believe it was, who was it up there? Was it Sims?
Yeah, those
Sims and Mitchell.
Yeah, they were in the back there. The only thing, I like the paint job on Maine's car. The problem is that paint job reminds me more of the Mustang paint job. It's on the kind of wrong manufacturer to me. I've seen that type of paint job more on the Mustangs.
It is a little bit more on the Mustang side. It's Silver Bullet is what it was called, I believe. And I just want to correct myself. It was not Sims and Mitchell. It was Swan and Mitchell that were up there that Mims was trying to get around.
Yeah, Swan's right now back here in 24th. He's not out of it. He's definitely got some work, though, to do to get back up front. So he's back here in 24th. He's definitely, I mean, as long as you're still in the lead lap, you're with that front pack, you've got a shot to get up front. You've got plenty time. I mean, still patient out here. It's only lap 110. We're going to 150, so they got 40 to go. Yeah, now you start thinking about, okay, who do I work with? Who's going to get me up here? What do I got to do? Still want to be a little bit patient. These guys back there too, man, making wild moves.
This is the point where you start looking for your teammates, trying to figure out where they are. They're going to come with you. What's the plan?
Ooh, I know Okafor didn't like that, man, because that car jumped in front of him is all messed up. Who was that? Alpine? Let me get a side view on him here. I think it's Alpine. Alpine's all tore up.
Not quite sure either.
Yep, it's Alpine.
There we go. Okafor finally going to the bottom, which is what it seems like he was trying to do a lot. A good amount single file now, all the way back to 14th.
The high side's not going to go as long as that 83 is staying right up on the top side. Because with all that damage, it's just too much damage for him to even do any kind of pulling.
Yeah, he's got that parachute on the front, not on the back, so he's just going to be slowing it down. I mean, 4 cars up top now. Probably going to find their way to the bottom and just fall in line with everybody else and ride around.
Absolutely. Salter's still out front in this one. Maine's right behind him. Latham there with him, too. You got Thomas Cool. He's right along with him with Curran. Beltman. Remy's moved up to 7. Tucker right there along with him in 8. Huge up there. And in 9th along with Clore rounds the top 10. So everybody just single filing it right now and kind of just riding.
And you know what? It's not a bad time to be riding. We got about 40, 48, 47 laps left. I mean, if you can save him. Might be able to make it to the end without pitting. It's going to be a stretch, but it's doable.
Got 37 left. Yeah,
Yes,
113.
My math was off. I'm
I
sorry.
had to double check it myself. I was like, oh, before we was on 40 to go, I was like, wait a minute, did we add some laps in there?
No, my math was off. That's typically not normal. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right, man. Got a good old Henry right here, too, in the 14th place spot. And quietly moving up from about 24 spots there. In front of him, Okafor right there, too, up 26. We've had some good movers throughout the field. Boyles, I say he's still in it, but he's not going to be in it. No helper. He's like it's a lonely feeling to be on a plate track.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure what quite moved him that far back, but it's going to be just him running around, and the field's not going to be long till the field catches him and has to work around him. Boyles might just be nice and move up high out of their way.
And you see the field right there too, coming up on the back end. The good thing is there, if he stays right there that one lap down and the caution does fly, he'll get the lucky dog and get back on. It looks like he has damage to that nose of that car. It does have damage to the rear end there too. You can see it. Looks like a little bit of damage, and that might be what's hurting him. And good job on his end, and just going to come on pit road. Wow. Unusual. Yeah, he's got probably, it could be motor damage to that car too.
Yeah, don't really know. We can't be inside the car with him, see what he's seeing, hear what he's hearing.
In the front end there. That's what I was saying maybe, but kind of odd that he would come on pit road because he pitted at lap along with all those other guys. Tires, fuel. Okay. The pack's still up front here. Salter, Maines. Two guys, and just right now, just one of those follow the leader kind of patient style. You can see everybody single file. It's about as calm as you're going to get in a plate track race right here.
Calm as you're going to get, but laps ticking down. I guarantee you there's talking in the radios about, hey, what are you thinking about this move? Hey, you going to join me if I go high? I guarantee you it might be seem calm on the outside, but on the inside they're scheming. It's going to get chaotic.
Yeah. Wondering though, you got Salter, Maine up there. Let's look real quick here. Down here. See Salter and Maine are not in the same team.
No, they're not. In fact, Maines is on a team with Remy. So,
well, wondering then if Remy's able to get up there to the front. Boy. I mean, Remy's sitting right there in 7th. He's content to ride. I mean, he's close enough. I mean, as long as everybody else is riding, I mean, you're safe to sit there and kind of ride.
Yeah, I'd be safe sitting around him with anybody right now. I mean, there's a lot of teammates around each other as I'm looking through it myself. I mean, you've got 9th and 10th right there, Dave Fuge and then Shane Clore. They're going to be teammates for Haas Factory. You've got Remy and Maines, as we talked about. They're a little bit spread out. But Curran just sitting almost in between the two, along with Kolmaski. They're on the same team with Remy and Maines. So it's going to be coming to, how's this scheme going to work? Who's going to go with who? Who's going to be left behind?
Absolutely. And right now, man, everybody just being patient. The Salter's the man up front. Maine's there with him. Got Latham. Laps winding down, like you said, though. Like you were just talking. You know, now you start seeing, who am I going to work with? What am I going to do? Who's going to be the guy? What do I got to do at this point? Because even though they're running single file like they are, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because you've got to coordinate with the guy behind you. Okay, look, you know, this happened. Obviously, we still got pit stops to go too. That's another thing, is half the field comes in, some don't. Oh, car round 3. Veering. What Maines does here. Yeah, I didn't think he was going 4 tires. That's not. You didn't even go no tires. Go in and out. Now, this will split the field up some.
It will, and not only that, it's a pretty decent group, I would say. If they can get together pretty quickly, they might be able to get back, run up with the others if there's not quite as many that pit next time around or the next time they go into the pits.
Absolutely. Alter right there with them, so see when these guys come on pit road here. Tucker's there with them. Tucker's been up front, man, most of the night.
He has, and I mean, you saw him working with Swan and Mitchell when they were up front. Then he kind of ducked out on them and went with Maines and Remy. So kind of what seems like a free agent almost, just searching around, seeing who he can work with.
Pull this win off here tonight, man. There might be some teams out there looking to say, hey, look, we want to hire you.
Oh, man, you never know what might happen. That's why I always love Daytona. It can look like it's the calmest thing. This is exactly how it's going to end. Salter's going to walk away with it, Latham in second, Tucker in third. Then you come off turn 4 for the final time, and you might not know. It might be the person sitting back in 6th, 7th that take home the win.
Salter's going to come up on the backside here. Latham right there with him. They're going to come up on the lap car. Like I said, holds his line and shoot on by the outside of him. See kind of the gap between that other pack that came in on pit road. Well, Ian, boy, he's a lonely man right there. So Remy's got the pack right there. The 4 machines. They got split up a little bit back here. Okafor and company did. Okay. Okafor just went a lap down. He's back there in the second pack.
Hold it together. Keep your line straight. Don't be bobbing and weaving right now.
Yeah, because even if you go a lap down, remember those guys up there, they still have to make a pit stop. I mean, they pitted at lap 94. The top 2 did. I'm trying to think. I don't think that they're going to make 56 laps. They would need a couple cautions. They need several cautions.
They definitely need several cautions. I mean, we've had a couple since they were last in, but I don't think that's enough for them to save.
No. Okay. When the Salter and them come in, trying to maybe put the field a lap down.
Their best bet, I would say, is maybe if they're able to catch up to the group Remy has. I mean, they're quite a bit further down the road. And then if you're able to catch them and pass them, go until you're dry. And then that's when you hit pit road.
Yeah, Salter's the one out front doing the most, burning fuel. You got Latham back here. They're able to save a little bit with Tucker. I mean, still, even though, man, Salter's going to come in with this field. A Fuge right there with him, too, with Floor.
Yep.
Doningland? What's that right? Gary? Doningland?
That's my best guess.
Okay, yep. Good. He's up 22 spots. Doing a good run. These are open, mechanic. They are open setups. We were talking about that earlier in the race. I would be curious to see the difference of the fixed setup as opposed to a good open setup on a plate race. Now, any other race, the open setup's going to blow them away. Good open setup should. Plate track, we were just talking earlier about, what's the things you can do. Now, tire pressure is a big key that you're able to do with the open setups. That's your number one key thing. From there in second, up in third, there in fourth, or sitting in fifth. When did these guys make the pit stops?
I'm not quite sure, but I think everybody's content. Like I said, I think they might be thinking about running her dry until they have to pit. At least running until Salter's dry, because the guys behind might be able to go just a little bit longer.
Absolutely. There with them too. Well, you're about like me, mechanic. I wouldn't know anything about the setup part either. I'd have to have some help. It's a long time since I messed with any setups. I wouldn't even know where to start on setups like in iRacing side of things.
Oh, and there goes Salter on the pit road. That's going to put Latham up front.
He came by himself. Wow. That's a crusher. He's gonna have to hope he comes out and grabs the tail end of a field somewhere. Because man, nobody coming in with him. Now we're gonna see how well this Latham car can do out front. Or is Tucker just satisfied with riding behind? And this is where I was talking earlier. Remember earlier on before the race and all of how. In real life, that car would not be able to stay out front. Let's just say that.
No.
But on iRacing, some reason, a little damage like that, and you're able to still stay out front. I've seen guys do it. So that's where I say maybe just a little bit off on the draft package, just a little. Because yeah, they in real life they would have went around him already. They would just be almost like be just too much of an aero deficiency there for him to maintain out front. You can see right there, man, Tucker's able to pull up. I mean, as long as the four, Fuge and all them behind him doesn't push the issue, Tucker's probably not going to push the issue to try to go around him yet. Because we know pit stops are coming.
Yeah, I think Tucker might be just a little content to sit back there and ride. I mean, like you were talking about, real life, 18's a sit and duck. Everybody's just going to be, he's going to be slowing down anybody that stays behind him, so they try their best to get out front and get around them, but iRacing's seeming to be a little bit different.
Absolutely is, and right now, I think everybody's just trying to set themselves up here for the last pit stop. Last gassed effort here. All you can, as long as you can. Out front, Latham, Tucker, Fuge, Clore right there along with them. Conningland, I'm gonna stick to that for right now. Gary sitting there in fifth. Guys, man, moving. Oh, PB Henry, man, right there too in the 8th place spot. Been consistent.
Yeah, and not only that, but my question is, where's Remy's little pack at? If these guys still have to pit, are they going to be fast enough to catch up, considering their pack is maybe about a quarter the size of what this main pack is?
Yeah, I know. Let's look and see where they are right now. And find Remy. There he is. back in 19th. He is 18 seconds back from Brian Alpine. He's roughly 20 seconds back from the top guy. So they will go by. Remy will go by them when they all go on pit road. And you can see they're doing what they have to do. They locked up. And I like that. And also this is a good representation here. Is now with Latham being out front, I don't know how much that's holding them up, but they run, last night they ran a 48 50 up front. You see Tucker now go around them. Yeah, they're side by side. As opposed to Remy and them back there running 46 times. So they are running quicker by being nose to tail. And you see, I think right there was a case of, yeah, Latham was holding it up. We'll see what they do now. They've got out front, but still everybody kind of side by side. Who that is in the middle.
I think that's Fuge, Dave Fuge. It looks like he's clear to the bottom though.
Yeah, he's able to get it back down there. I don't know if I'd want to go on the high side yet.
I don't think so. I mean, pit stops at anytime soon. I'd rather stay on the bottom. That way you're not having to try to find a spot to fill a hole in case you're out of gas, and if you can't get down, well, you're stuck on track.
And yeah, I could say Latham was holding a little bit because they just ran a 47.8, almost a half a second quicker by them being out front when they got out front right there too. Remy and them ran 46.3s, but they are all tucked together back there too, and that's what we was talking about before. As long as they stay all nose to tail single file, they should theoretically still be faster than the field up here. If this field up here can get going in a single file, then yeah. So this right here is how it should be. Now, let me say it this way. When I talk about how that is, it's usually fixed setups that is. Remember, these are open setups. So in open setups, it actually might be like it is in real racing, or how it's supposed to work like it does in real racing, where a pack back there like what Remy is doing is faster, and we're seeing it. But if this was fixed setup, I guarantee you that they would be almost dead even, this pack and that pack back there, for some reason. I don't know why. But we're seeing how it's supposed to be here, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, about quarter of the track behind is Remy's group. Definitely going to catch if these guys have to pit. But, hey, we're 15 to go here and just counting down laps. These guys might have saved, but I doubt it. If they're going to do anything, it's going to have to be a quick splash and go. But I still don't think that would be fast enough to keep the positions.
Chad Kibble out front right now on the 4 machine. Well, actually, that's a lap machine there in front of them. 45 machine, excuse me. Speeds are they running right now? I'll flash that up on the screen for you and let you see. Give me just a second. There you go. Bottom corner. 92, 193, it looks like. 194, 55, 196 was maybe the top I saw. Obviously, if you're getting a good draft run, you're going to probably go a little bit. They always used to say, and I know Wesley back in the day, 200 mile an hour backstretch, man, Daytona, Talladega. You don't see much 200 mile an hour anymore. Very rare. You saw it a little bit right there. Oh, and caution out. Uh-oh. Well, this will. Kevin Zoak went off the track. Said he came back on it, so let's see if maybe he could have avoided coming back on the track. And if you know me, Wesley, man, I'm going to call you out. If you stop on the middle of the track, I'm going to yell at you. I mean, don't do it.
I agree with you, but I don't think that was Zoak.
It says Kevin went off track. Oh, there it is. Well, he did go off track. The 30s, there he goes. He is spinning, but he was a product of just getting caught up in a mess. So let's go and see who actually started on this one. William Phillips. Ooh, it was right there in the 12 car. So,
it looked like it was the 72 at Clore, and then also the 47, I think, that kind of stacked up. The 47 was in the middle of 3 wide and might have tried to get up into the top lane, but no room, and a 72 might have came down on him at the same time.
Yeah, Okafor, man, he was in that. He was the one in the middle. Let's go back and watch. Okafor was the one in that middle. It looked like he was a ping pong ball right there. We'll watch it here from this angle. Riding on that top side. Far on the inside, and he goes to the inside himself. And then they just come together.
Yeah, he might have gotten scared by the car that was on his inside. I think that was the 18 of Latham, kind of moved up a little bit too much off the apron maybe, and just kind of spooked him. But 3 wide here this late of the race. A little bit inspective, people getting a little antsy, trying to get to the front and get themselves in the best position they can, and it just ends up in a wreck.
Absolutely. They're running about 2 to 5. Okay, fair enough. Well, the guys that hadn't pitted yet definitely are going to get a shot to be able to pit down. But I'm wondering if Remy and them stays out, or do they pit? I don't know. I mean, if you're Remy, you pitted at lap 120. I mean, it's 12 to go. Obviously, if you're up front now, Kibble doesn't really have to pit. Yeah, he doesn't. He pitted at lap 103. So he should have enough. Holloman, so all these guys up there, the top, the top 6, fitted like 103, 104. They should have enough. Caution should push them to have enough.
Yeah, I think they would have enough. I mean, at least till the scheduled end. I don't think if we do go into green, white, checkers, they have enough is the issue. The pack that was Remy and everybody that pitted around lap 120 and since then definitely can make it if we go green, white, checkered. But those top 6, they're going to hope that they don't see one of those, or else I think they might be a little bit in trouble here.
Yeah, that's going to be the Achilles heel there too, is whether or not they're the green, white, checkered, like you said.
I mean, just hearing it now, it seems like they're turning those cars off and letting them coast the best they can, throw it into neutral, saving everything they can to make sure they don't have to pit.
Absolutely. Right on board, like you said. Let's see if he actually is maybe cutting the engine. Sure is. Clutching it, at least. You'll see the RPM. Actually, he's got his turned off. RPM's on at all, unless the digital dash is way different than anything else. And, yep. Oh, he's in 4th gear. In 5th. We're riding around in the higher gears, which is smart. That's saving fuel. That's about all of them are. It's hard to tell on these digital dashes. That's why I like the little tattletale needle.
Yeah, a little bit hard to tell with the digital dash, I agree. The little needle one's a little easier to tell. But, hey, we're 10 laps to go now. It's going to be a fun one, I want to say. We're going to see aggression. Heck, we might finally see 3 wide as well.
Holloman, Kibble, Juan, Huge, Mitchell. Here we go. Who y'all got out there? Well, let's see. Remy's in that spot he wants to be. He's in a good spot. Well, he was in a good spot. Okay, there he is. He's still moving. Holloman. Gibby. On the outside. Up on the pace car. Here we go. Under the lights. It'll be 9 to go when they cross the line here. The Master Series for the Spartan Sim Racing League. Pace cars in. Well, green flag flies. Boy, look out. Kibby says, I want to get out front and get down low as quick as I can. Don't want to get too far out front, but now's when you start saying, I need to put myself in the position to get up front. Who do I need to work with? A little bit earlier to start tightening it up, though. You'll probably see that more when you get down about the 5 or 4 laps to go, Mark. Now's where you want to start saying, look, I got to get to the front for myself. In that position I need to be in. Man, they're pushing and shoving now.
Yeah, there's cars down below that double yellow line. I mean, I didn't see any passing there, but that's still just a dangerous place to be. Up top, though, Mitchell and Swan look like they're mounting the comeback. I mean, Swan pushing Mitchell earlier around. Those two were linked well together, but they've also got Haas Factory lined up.
Ooh, Mitchell, man, goes. Yeah, Mitchell goes to the low side. Brings Swan with him, almost checks the field up, and they got a big one in the back. Oh, boy. Oh, and Maines is around. See what happened to him, because he was kind of right. Oh, they were 3 wide. They just 3 wide got together.
3 wide. There was a checkup. There was a call on the apron. Just a whole bunch of aggression. A whole bunch of racing. Everybody's looking for the finish, trying to get as far forward as they could have.
Well, here with Latham, he's in that 18. A bump draft in the turn right there. See, Maines is going. They checked it up front there a little bit. Maines somehow ended up going side by side and just barely got clipped. Latham wrong place. He got involved. Other machines. Caution.
Salter also involved, and I mean, Salter, just like Maines and Latham, was up there at the front a lot before the last couple of cautions in that pit stop.
All right. Now, the good news is the caution laps will help these guys who stayed out fuel-wise. I'm going to say right there. Yeah, that's now. He clutched right there. I'm going to say he turned it off there. Because the idle's not holding down to 1,000. Keeping it down in the 2,000 range. There he cut it off again. Popped it back. Okay, so he's saving fuel.
Everybody's saving. I think these boys are ready for a fight to the end.
Whew.
They might be thinking we're going to go into the green, white checkered finishes.
Well, when we go back green, I want to estimate probably going to be around about 5 or 4 to go. As the lights go off on the pace car this time by, then it'll be 5 to go when they cross the line. Now, you're right. It's going to be close.
Now, I've got a question here. Mitchell and Swan, the two have been nose to tail a lot. They're not going to be restarting nose to tail here. Are we going to see a little bit of teammate tango? Is the second place car going or the inside car going to just slow down a little bit so the one on the outside can dive down in front of them?
I mean, I've never wanted to be the car out front, and you hear that a lot. You know, I would say around about, like you said earlier, around third, fourth, fifth place spot. But even with that, you've got to have somebody to work with you. Let's go back here where Kibby is. If it goes single file and there's nobody on his outside, he's still got to have help. If he jumps to that outside lane, and there's nobody out there, obviously, I mean, if he sees the outside lane coming is one thing, but if there's nobody out there, I'd have to have somebody like, you know, Holloman behind him go with him. If Holloman stays down low, he could get that run from Henry and them, and then Kibby could just go straight back and lose a spot. We've seen that. And that goes back to like where Swan is. Swan's in that position where you're like, I don't know. Do I stay and help the leader? Do I stay hooked up on the Mitchell? Do I try to go to the outside? Obviously, Swan is hoping that the outside lane gets formed up and it's getting a huge run, and he gets up our right in time. Because I would not want to jump out there by myself and hope the 95 comes with me, unless it's my teammate.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about who's going to go with who if they make a move. I mean, Swan and Mitchell, those two are teammates. They've been stuck together pretty much all race.
I almost say they probably going to stay together then.
I would think so, and probably until that final corner. You were talking about Kibby, if Holloman would go with them. Those two are teammates. I think Holloman would definitely go with him if Kibby has that run.
Okay. And that brings up the old scenario like this. So what I'm going to see right now is with Mitchell been out front with Swan, since they're teammates, they're going to want to control this start. And then they're going to want to get nose to tail again and take this thing to that last lap. And if they get the opportunity, like you said, usually it's out of 4 or coming out of 4 to the tri-oval. If they get that opportunity to race it to the line, absolutely. But again, as teammates, if they see the opportunity's not there, if they see they're going to give it up to someone else, maybe somebody's having a good run coming out of 4, staying locked up together is usually the game plan. Because, hey, at the end of the day, you'd still rather be 1-2 as a team than, you know, lose it all together as a team.
I would say that probably would be the case. If you know you're clear coming to the checkered and it's just you two single file behind you, nobody to your outside, you're probably going to stay behind, say, hey, you know what? Take this win. We're going to finish on top as a team. No, nothing between us. But if you see that run coming, I'm sorry, but personally, I'm going to take that. I see somebody coming with a head of steam. I'm going to try to get in front of them without wrecking them, take their momentum away, and go get the win.
Let's see how it plays out here at the end. You got Mitchell there with him. Kibby alone there, too, with Henry. We'll have to see. They're going to line them up. We know they're definitely going to control this start. You don't want anybody getting a jump on them.
It'd be smart for them to control this start. I think the 20 is just going to lay back just a little bit, let the 67 come to the low once he's past that start finish.
Or they could stay side by side and just control top lane, bottom lane. I mean, they could do it that way. We've seen, hey, who knows? We're about to find out. Pace car's in. Here we go. 5 to go with this one when they cross the line. Green flag. It does look like Mitchell's going to get the jump, and he's going to instantly go down. So those two guys are going to want to control that bottom lane and leave the 45 up top of Kibby.
I mean, controlling the bottom lane, I think, might be the smarter option because we've seen the bottom lane's probably the best lane so far in the race.
Yes, it is.
As you can see, the 45's already dropping back.
He is, and I'm going to tell you what, if we make it, now here's the scenario, folks. We make it to the white flag, which if they keep racing like this, we might not. Make it to the white flag, it won't matter. They all can wipe out, and it won't care at that point. And nope, not going to happen. Saw that one. A little bit live. Ouch.
I mean, we're down into the single digits within 5 to go. Everybody.
Ooh. 12. Then we're going to see what happened to the other guys back here, too. Maines was involved again, unfortunately. Now this is going to be a green-white check. Be our first number attempt here.
Yep, 3 attempts, I believe, is what it is, and then it's
4 wide up front. Watching this replay real quick. Oh, Remy. Oh, man. Maines almost got through. Just got clipped a little bit. Okay. Well, green-white checkered attempt 1. We saw the game plan with Swan and Mitchell. I think that's what they need to do again. Get up there and try to control that bottom lane and hope the top lane doesn't get a run, at least until the last lap and coming out of turn 4. I don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be teammate tango for sure between Mitchell and Swan, I think.
Yeah.
But the inside row behind who I think is going to be Swan, you've got Holloman and Fuge Jr. Those two are teammates. They're going to try their best probably to not let that happen again.
Yeah, and you know, if the scenario pans out to where the top lane gets a run and gets to those guys' side, where Swan is right now, now, I've said earlier, if there's cars on his outside, there's nothing he can do. He can't go low. He can't go high. Pretty much at that point, he's going to tell Mitchell, you better hang on to the steering wheel because it will tear that back bumper off, man, pushing you to the front.
Yeah, and Mechanic in the chat said, do Swan and Mitchell have the fuel left, though? That's what they're saving for.
Well, I think they do with these cautions. I think they do now.
They might. But that whole top 5, laps 103 and 104, everybody else behind them is definitely good, I would say. The top 5 is where it's a little bit danger close.
We have 3 green-white checkers?
3.
Okay. I'm going to say the first 2 green-white checkers are probably good. We get in that third one, that might be the real danger zone, I think, really. I think that one might be... I think they got just enough to maybe do 2. But if we get in that third one, I don't know. It could be harsh on the second one, but I'm going to give them the first 2. But that third one, that's pushing.
It's going to be pushing a lot. That's what we're definitely going to see. Whew. But fuel game at the end of a super speedway, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, we know Bender's got enough. He pitted at lap 139.
Well, you know he's got enough, yeah. It's the top 5 that are going to be in the precarious situation. They're going to want to push as hard as they can, but they can only push as much as their fuel's going to let them.
Now, the only one that's going to be probably at the disadvantage is Mitchell. Mitchell being out front, he's going to have to be just flat-footed all the way around the track. Swan, though, and Holloman and all those guys up there, remember, they can save more fuel because they're utilizing the draft more, so to speak. Remember, they're able to, even though they will be wide open, they'll be able to drag that brake a little bit. It's not saving a lot, but it's saving more than Mitchell. So Mitchell's the one that I really is probably the one maybe sweating a little bit with this here, but time will tell. Here we go. Lights off on the pace car. It's going to be interesting here for green-white checkered attempt number 1, kicking off the season. Master Series here at the Spartan Simracing League. Cup cars under the lights at Daytona. Mitchell's been in control for the last several laps. The man down on that apron, which I don't think riding on the apron works in a virtual world like it's supposed to. And in the real world, the reason they do it is because the fuel... Real quick, the fuel pickups on these cars are actually in the right side. And I know that's kind of, you're like, why would it be in the right side when the fuel probably falls down the left? The fuel doesn't. When they're at speed, and this is all scientific stuff, so I'm not even going to get into that of why. But when they're at full speed, the fuel actually, gravity pulls it up. So it pulls it to the pickup line. Obviously, when they're running around here, the fuel's kind of leveled off a little bit, and yes, it does fall down to the left side. So the pickup can't pick it up if they're really close. That's why they go on the apron down there and level the car out so that it picks it up. That's in real life. On the virtual world, I don't know how well they represent that again. But I hope that was a good explanation on why you see cars go to the apron when they're really going slow and when they're not. So here we go. We're going to see if these guys got enough fuel and enough muscle, man, to get around this track. Pace car is going to duck off here. Green-white checkered attempt number 1. Mitchell and company up front. Going to set the field here, and they're not lined up in the back. No, they got lined up there. Restart zone. Green flag, and Mitchell does what he did again. Gets another jump.
Does right back to the bottom in front of Swan. I mean, at this point, you're hoping it stays green if you're Mitchell and Swan, I would think.
Yes, you do. You want to get past this green-white checkered. You do not want a chance of getting into the second one there. But here we go. Run to the outside. We're going to see if it's able to get anything going. Everybody single file. Probably thinking about what I got to do to get to the front here. Tucker, Fuge and company, and there you go. Now they're beating and banging. The high side's got to run.
High side's got to run. There's about 3-car gap between Swan and behind them. It's closed up, but Holloman's to the lead. Fuge is about even with Mitchell now.
Yes, they are coming to the line. If they get the white flag, it's official. It won't matter, and it is. This race is going to be official. They all could wreck, man. It'd be the first one that could find a way to the start-finish line. But can Holloman hold it off? Fuge is right there with them. I mean, these guys, it is pretty much hang on to it if you're pushing and shoving.
It is hang on to it, and I think it's about all the way to 5th, 6th, now 7th single file. I mean, Fuge is pushing Holloman as hard as he can.
Big run. Mitchell's got it. He's got his teammate there. Will his teammate hold with him all the way through? And I think at this point, they got no choice but to stay nose to tail if they want any shot to get this team to win. To the line. It's a big block, but I think Mitchell's going to pull it off. He's going to look to the inside. 1-2, Swan Mitchell. Those two guys, man, what a team effort there to get them out to the front.
And those two wanted to do exactly what they just did, what they were probably planning throughout the whole race. Woo. They kept it nose to tail with each other. They knew they had faith in each other whenever it came to something like this.
Yes.
Just clawing back is what we were just trying to do.
Help, like you said, but able to pull it off. Mitchell, Joy in the booth, you got a copy.
I got you.
Man, I tell you, we were just talking to your teammate right there. Y'all brought it home 1-2 tonight. You look like y'all had it pretty much night. Wesley, some, kind of heartbreak for him there, too. And it's typical plate-style racing to open up the season.
Yeah, that's what I love about plate tracks. It always brings a little element of chaos. I believe it's one of the best ways to open up a season. You get the high speed, the high adrenaline, a little bit of abnormality in here. Whereas next week we go to Kansas, it's going to be a lot more single file, a lot more just in line, follow the leader.
And we'll see, man, who's got it there. Like I say, Kansas next week. But we're going to lead Daytona tonight. It was a good one for the Master Series here and the for the Spartan Sim Racing League. For myself and everyone, have a good night.